to go for round two. He's going to go for the knock. Goes for the roll down. And he's spotted Serviel. Looks for the clip, but he's not going to be able to get it. Jumps out instead, but goes down.
Moving forward, trying to get a better position, using his motor's advantage. Drives straight in.
Out instead, but goes down. Now it's just Portal alive. Poor Soul in a 1v1, but he cannot do it.
Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Pakistan Region Semifinals, and now it's going to be time for day number 6 and we will be heading into the last day. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. Joining me on the desk, it's going to be Ocean Sharma.
Yep, and the final day, final 4 games, and after that, we are done. I mean, the games will be done.
After that, the semifinals are going to be done.
Semifinals will be done, but then the thing is,
Yeah.
it's going to be out there, that top 16 teams that are going to be out there, and for some teams, it will be a bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like, after this, there'll be no games and nothing after this, and for some other teams, the road actually begins to have that top spot, because till now, 16 seems like a big number,
Yeah.
but then after that, the World League thing, the one that is going to be like the smallest of the bunch and the best of the bunch, the filtered out of the bunch will be out there. But then for now, let's have a look at the overall setting and let's see from where the teams have to start their days. And coming in from behind, you can see DFUZeOfficial, Team Aqua, FTFxEsports, R3D, RNG, Rogue Nation, Gaming Hub, and H3. So the thing is, Team Aqua, they are done with their games. They have nothing to lose, nothing to form out there. H2 is on 92 and Gaming Hub is on 91, and then moving in forward from 92, 97 is where HR is, and PMCO see, they've had their games.
Yeah.
All the games, like 16 games are done, and alright, F2D can also go out of this one, so that means nothing in top, nothing in 9 to 16 is also like even fixed, like players can, teams can go out.
Teams can go out. In fact, I agree with that totally, just because PMCO and F2D eSports are sitting at 16 games played and the difference is not that big. But as we move on, let's have a look at the teams that have pretty much secured their standing. It's going to be LOU eSports, Portal eSports, Team Bablu, NortheSports, HFD, Fyme, Envy, and DFUZeOXY already crossing the 200-point mark, but their games are going to be done, so the rest of the teams will go at it.
Alright, one question.
Yeah.
Team Bablu is on 6th with 159 points.
Yeah.
DFUZeOXY is on 1st with 225.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is not a lot for Team Bablu. So do you think...
Yeah.
Is your answer already, yeah?
I think so, that they can make it, but it is once again going to require a really amazing...
But Envy can, right? Envy can.
Envy can do it, but for Bablu, I think it's going to require the sort of performance that we saw from them the very first time we were casting during the group stages.
That was one of the best performances ever that I had actually seen, because they had like only Miramar map was the one that they had no chicken in, but except that, each and every map was like easy chicken for them, and 20 kills, 17 kills, 20 kills, that was the domination. But then let's have a look at the points distribution as well, as those are the things that actually, you know, mandate your score for what you will be doing, going for. You guys know the usual drill: 20 for the first, 14 for the second, 10 for the third, then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Till the 10th, 11 to 16 give you 1 point each, and a single kill gives you a single point each for each and everything. And that's that is the you know, the tiebreaker that breaks everything. And all right, if Bablu has to go with their games, I think they need a chicken in today's Miramar, because the schedule is Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, and Erangel. And that was the day, that was the same schedule. So they started off their days in this schedule, and this is going to be the final day schedule. So Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, and Erangel is going to be out there. And then talking about the teams that are going to be out there. So, Varun, why don't you just guide it through?
It's going to be Envy, Diffuse, Portal eSports, CUF, RNG, Team H2E, FTFxEsports, and Freestyle from Group B. In this group, Envy, RNG, FTF, Portal, Freestyle. So these are the teams that you need to watch out for. From Group C, it's going to be LOU eSports, Gaming Hub, Team Hellraisers, HR, Rogue Nation, Nexus Team, Team Bablu, R3D eSports, and 247 Gaming. So even this, both the groups they have a lot of teams that will be looking to secure secure their spots in the finals.
Exactly.
And once again, LOU eSports yesterday had an amazing day. Bublu had an amazing day as well. But on the other side, 247, they were struggling quite a lot yesterday, and they need to make sure that today is not the same for them. Because as we saw, the difference is not that big between them and the teams below them. So one good performance coming in from the teams that are outside the top 16 right now could actually change things around for them.
Exactly, like that's fairly the deal that teams actually want. And talking about a team, you know it, Hellraisers. They have had like an incredible performance throughout all their like entire journey. There was a point when they were not in top 16, but then with just incredible games, they were just out there in the top 8 as well. So Hellraisers has been an incredible team. LOU eSports has been an incredible team. Arkadians has been an incredible name out there. RNG in itself, they have done really good work. FTF is sort of at a point where they're trying to go for the games, but then they are not. The games are not coming to them, and obviously the comeback story that we all know, Team Bublu, started their days, was on 15th position one day, and now they're just in top 5 and top 6, and that just feels like if that team can do, then I don't know, like each and every team has that potential and they can just go for it.
Yeah, they were on top 16, but before that, they were not even in the top 16. Yeah. They were out in the top 24, and the hopes for them making it to the finals were looking pretty dire. But with amazing games coming in from their side yesterday, they have made their way into the top 8 somehow. But can they keep it going? Or how far can they go? Will they be able to challenge Envy today, as Envy will be looking to going into the finals on that number 1 position and sending a message to their opponent? In a little bit, we will be jumping into the game on the first game of Erangel for the last day. And once again, very good luck. All the best to all the teams that are going to be playing.
Yeah, all the best to all the teams out there. All the best to all the players out there, because these final 4 games, these are going to be deciding if you are going to be out there in the top 16 for the finals, the grand finale that will be out there for Pakistan region. And you guys, like, it has been an incredible journey watching these teams play, like 32 teams play. It has been like one of the best journeys that I have actually experienced personally, to be honest. Like the dominations, the comeback stories, the emotions that there were with the fans, like in the comment sections when the viewers used to be like hashtag #TeamvfxOXY, hashtag VFXOXY, all those things is going on out there. So for the last time, for the last day, for the first time out in this one in the map of Erangel, we will be out in the game, ladies and gentlemen, because the playing path will be out on the screens from Milta Power to George Pole, Rozok, School, Yasnaya, Milta, Farm, Pochinki. Good names, big names, is obviously ending up at George Pole. So if you want to go to Zaki, that's all yours. If you want to go to the northern area, that's all yours. But there is one island that's going to be a bit abandoned. That might be the military base island. Yeah,
military base island is going to be a challenge to go there. But as we know, the squad of Envy, they like to go for the Novo area for themselves as well. GH, they have taken an early exit out of this one as well, as Milta Power is going to be their location. But on the other side, we know the teams that are going to land in the Georgia Pole containers and in the Georgia Pole city as well. On the northern side, it's going to be Bublu and Hellraisers. But on the other side, look at this. I don't see 247 right now. As 247, they have 2 different drops. One is on the extreme east side of the map. They sometimes land towards Lipovka. They sometimes land towards the outside of the Milta Power and try and contest Gaming Hub. But sometimes they go for the northern Georgia Pole drop, where they go ahead and challenge Bublu squad. Is that going to happen today? I think that is going to be pretty interesting, but a lot of squads have taken the exit over there. It's going to be FTF, it's going to be Bublu, it's going to be TUF, it's going to be RNG, and that is just going to turn the entire situation over there into chaos. But you see, 247 have taken an exit and are looking to head towards the ferry pier.
Yeah, and right now, so look at the circle, if anything, and the circle has military base in its proximity, the place where the teams did not actually go anyway. They tried to go to the Novo area, and now they are going to be out in that area, just chilling for now, obviously, just sitting out there and trying to figure out what the loot will be. On the other side, that was the story of one side of containers, and on the other side of the containers, the George Pole area. This is where Hellraisers is, and Hellraisers will be looking really good for the fights, if the fights just actually come for them. Bublu has gone to their drop, but then look at this, exactly the thing that you're saying, Tyrant from Team Bublu. He is going to the Zarki-ish area for some reason. Envy Deadshot, Envy Light, Envy Epsa, Envy Mo is just sitting out in this area, just trying to figure out all their loots, all the specifics that they need for the fight. Steve Thor on your screens now with his whole team out in the hospital area, the side buildings of the hospital area and all those scenarios. And Bablu is out there. Pikachu, Ghost, and Zameen. All right, so the thing is, in this match, Danny is not playing.
Yeah.
Zameen is playing.
Yeah, so that I think is going to change the entire situation around, as the entry for the squad has been replaced by a sniper this time. And that, I think, is going to be a surprise for everyone as well, because we did see Zameen in action yesterday, and the man was incredible. Like the M44X spray that you remember from the warehouse or on the last map of Erangel.
He's one of the oldest players out there in the squad, obviously. So he has like the experience hours that he has put in the game. That just shows out there. RNG Hamza on your screens now, ladies and gentlemen, has level 2 helmet, level 1 vest for him, M16. Obviously, a really good gun, SLR with an extended mag as well for that thing. Extended quick draw, if anything. Yeah. Nexus Hunk. So Team Nexus is out here in the Yasna, Apoliana area. Zulker, Hunk, Wolf, Taha. All the players out here, so it's like a good thing. So they are not being contested by any other squad. Otherwise, there used to be Team Aqua out in this one. Yeah. But now Aqua is not playing today. Aqua has had all their games yesterday, and Aqua is out of the competition for now. But then Nexus is gonna be free for the loot out in this area. R3D is in the Rozok area. Easy Walker, Joker. And Anubis just roaming around the vehicles on foot and like trying to find out and figure out the loots that they need, the loots that they want, and the loots that can change everything for the gameplays for themselves and all. So that's going to be like one of the things. RNG Venom once again is really close to TUF Thor. This can be the first fight that just engages out in the hospital area, but for now that is just a calm before the storm. And R3D once again, as you can see, the players with 2 and 3 vehicles just trying to figure out the rotations from the vehicles and just trying to figure out how they need to get inside the circle and all those scenarios. The circle was a bit on the southern side, a bit on the military base side, so we'll see what happens in those scenarios. And RNG Venom once again really close to TUF right now, but still I don't think so that Venom has any idea that where he is going there might be a team already out there.
Yeah, there might be a team already out there and he needs to be careful. But RNG, once again, as we said in the pre-game as well, this squad had an amazing run during the group stages, but trying to replicate it in the semifinals was a little bit hard for them. But they have sort of picked up the pace in the last few days, and we have to see, can they keep it going? Because today it's going to be pretty important. It is going to be all or nothing situation for the lads sitting on the last table. And TUF, there's just one isolated guy that you can see in the distance up against these 3 players from the side of RNG, and if they have the information, because they have the guns, they have the healing utility as well, if they get enough information for them, they can actually go in on the action for this time. But once again, the circle is sort of situated on, not sort of, it is split between the military island and the main island for now.
Yeah, the circle is out in that area, and so the thing is that players might need to think if they need to go to the downward area or the upward area. Like it depends where the circle is going to be changing its space to its faces to and all those scenarios. So we'll have to see like what happens out in that one and how it just changes everything. And look at this, R3D still moving in, and the best easier still moving in out on the shore area. So R3D started their rotation from Rozok and are currently just out in this area, just trying to figure out a good stoppage location. But LOU's Phobia is fairly close to them, but Phobia knows that this is a fight he can't take, as it will be a 1v2 situation. He does not want to risk it. So far the thing is we have 14 teams, all the players alive, 56 players still surviving out in this one. So far there has been no player has gone down right now. As of now, each and every team has all their 4 players surviving. Let's see where the first blood actually comes from, as each and every area, each and every location, each and every situation, the players, I think each and every person will be having their share of loot in a complete way.
Yeah, they can share the loot in the complete way, and C building, as we know it, it is sort of one of the high most priority location inside of the game, as in getting control of the military base. You get control of these buildings, you get the control of the compounds at the back as well, and that is going to give you so much loot and so much utility in the early game phases. Plus, since the circle is there as well, I think 247, they are already starting the game with a pretty big advantage for themselves. But on our screens right now is also going to be one of the strongest teams in the country. It's going to be Portal Esports. And these lads have showcased time and time again what they stand for and how far and how much passion they have for the game, as they have been fighting with everything that they have so far. And they will be going into the finals with I think with the intention of making it into the World League. Every team going into the finals will just have one intention. It's gonna be to dominate in the finals and then to go ahead and have an amazing performance in the World League.
Yeah, that's really true. Like that is like the utmost goal for the players out in this one, and still the World League is going to be a bit far away for the players right now, because they'll be top 16, and after that it's going to be the top team out there. So there's still a way to go for the players, but then obviously they all have their eyes set on that in the long run, in the long area. And look at this, FTFxOXY is still away from his team right now. Wasim and all are in near on the school area, while shooting range is being taken by FTFxOXY, as you can see on the map. So I have no idea like why are they going for the late rotation or something, but then there are other players who are prioritizing the circle, prioritizing the bridge in the early stage. This is, as you can see, Gaming Hub's players. Eloy Aboud has spotted one of the players. He tried to shot the players out there, but still for now they're just going to be sitting out there, as one of the players is on the low health and the other one, they are being spotted. The shots are being taken away, but no shot has actually hit its mark for now. So far the fights are not starting, and so far it's like so good for the players, if anything, because the fights did not actually come out. But where they are going, Gaming Up, you guys are going to be meeting Envy, if anything. And look at this, Envy's players are ready for the fights. Envy's players, they are actually trying to take the players down, and one player goes down. The vehicle can go out as well in this one. The vehicle, it's on fire. It is on fire right now. The players are very close to them. Gaming Hub can be on the verge of extinction out in this one. KMD and Emerge are the two players surviving, but for how long? Gaming Hub, if they actually leave this one, they're going to be taken out of the equation. And the also goes down right now. Emerge is actually asking for his player to arrive to him really soon, as a revive is coming in. But Light, one good Molotov can take him down. Look at him, look at his HP, look at their health right now. They will be taken down easily. And Gaming Up, this is going to be the end game, as they lost 3 of their players right now. If anything, I think Gaming Up, they are okay with one player, KMD, who has to run away, but the shots are being fired at him. His vehicle is on the verge of a blast as well right now. Light, he is trying to spot the players out in that area, and I think Gaming Hub, they can be the first team to be eliminated, as from the back end, it's Moise and Absor that are just coming here. And Nexus Star goes down, as LOU Ghost is taking a fight from him as well. And the Absor, once again, just trying to spot the player, trying to spot Gaming Hub, trying to spot the crate, the final crate that they are going to be forming out there. Absor moving in forward. As you can see, the player is out there. Gaming Hub's KMD, he has been fired, and that blast is going to actually be the final coffin, final nail in the coffin that just takes the player out.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate, just being caught out in the open, things not working out for the lads, and that, as I said, it was quite unfortunate, but still, it was just the first game of the day. You still have a lot more to go. You still have 3 more opportunities. You get 3 more chances, 4 in total, and this is the first airdrop in there with the Groza, the tactical stock for the SMGs, and the level 3 kit as well. But I think, okay, so Ocean, this I think is going to be the toughest challenge right now for the teams. That's going to be crossing the bridge from the main island to the military island, because you need to be really careful and beware of the camps.
And the thing is, if you know, some teams will be like extra brainy and might go with the boats and all those scenarios as well.
Yeah. we saw lads swimming. Someone, the other time we saw this circle, someone did it drop at Georgopol and take a boat all the way. Yeah,
that also happened. Now look at this, HR just trying to give covers to their teammates out there. So Gaming Hub becomes the first team to get eliminated right now, and they are not in the top 16 right now.
Yeah.
So Gaming Hub needs to step up their game. They are at the 18th spot. So the thing is, if they need to stay in top 16, they need to be out there in the overall fight. The second airdrop has an MK14 alongside extended quick draw mag of AR and 7.62's loot, obviously, and level 3 stuff with itself, just right around in the open area alongside the military base island. So that's going to be something if the players are going to be going from one location to the other. They can actually get a hold of this. RNG once again on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Fahad, as you can see, has level 2 stuff all over, has 4 first stages. Obviously, so the fights are not going to be an issue for him, and the healing is not going to be an issue as well in this area right now. But The rotations might be because R3D is on one side, Nexus on the other, LOU on the other. Envy obviously taking control of that Novo area right now. PES 247. So if the circle shrinks and if it's totally on the military area, we can just see some more exciting battles out in the military base, because we were casting a different region, and if you remember, we actually found. You know, we had the final circle in the military in the previous previous casting, and that was just some amazing fight that just happened out there.
But okay, so we had military circles yesterday as well in Pakistan, but those were on land. This is in water. Like, okay, Weekendy is not being played, but has the game decided that, all right, since Weekendy is not going to be there, I'll make Erangel Weekendy now. Just deal with it.
That's totally true. PES on the screens, they're just trying to go in from one area to the other. All right, imagine if the final circle has like half land, half water or something. But look at this. All right, before that thing, Bablu Ghost was low on HP. Who was that guy? Who was that person who actually made Bablu apply bandages right now? Because after they are done with their bandages, I think they're gonna go on a rampage and just pick out crates or something out there.
Yeah. The crates are going to be picked up, but Bablu, once again, okay, so this sort of reminds me as to how they started yesterday's day. Not yesterday's day, yesterday's Weekendy, the way it was played from the side of Bablu. They were being super passive. And even in these games, they haven't sort of engaged into any fights. They have been really, really careful. And they have decided that, okay, we need to make sure that we are not losing out in fight. But talking about being in fights, this is going to be one that's going to be coming soon. As Nexus team, you see them in a distance, and RNG, they have the control of the compounds for themselves right now. But if they get challenged, this could go either way. And we have seen situations that teams should have an advantage in losing out on. So they need to be careful. Every single team needs to be careful. And Bablu, they have still not rotated into the military island. So I think they are going to be in the toughest situation, as the bridge camps are going to start to kick in. Even the circle is sort of forcing the bridge camps to happen, since it's on the northern side of the military island.
Yeah, that's totally true. This is the third circle. So after this, because it's about to be 14 minutes and almost 15 minutes into the game, and the third circle is coming in slowly and steadily. Nexus, as you can see, Taha is on low health, but still he is surviving, and Nexus is being shot at from one direction. They'll have to see. They'll have to be on their toes that from where is this fight just happening, because they don't want to be engaged upon in the fights that they can't actually take out in this one. So they'll be just looking forward for the fights, for all the areas, for all the directions that they need to be in. They need to look forward to. They need to be out there for the fights. Nexus Star, as you can see, once again, ring the energy ring, and after that will be going for the fights and all those scenarios. RG's Doc once again is trying to spot the players out in the area, out in the edge of the circle if he wants to go for it. Nexus Wolf once again, as you can see, Nexus team that is being actually occupied from the other side by the other squads out there. RNG's Hamzo, as he was just trying to take, but Envy is on the back stab. They can sandwich. These two teams can easily sandwich RNG in this area, because they are just out in that area, in the middle area, just being occupied. But the circle, I think now the circle has shifted to a proper military circle. So bridge rotations, I don't think so teams will be having any chance of a bridge rotation right now, because the circle has had a sudden shift, and the teams like Nexus prioritizing the circle right now. They were 500 meters away from the circle. If not the southern shift, then it's gone to the other side. And HR now spots one player. Pablo Pikachu has been spotted. Pablo Pikachu has been taken down by HR Somi, and the kill can just come in their hands. On the other hand, some of the players have been spotted out here as well in Bablu Ghost. They were going for the bridge block, but I think the players are in a bit of trouble right now, as Pablo Pikachu has been taken down in the early exits, and Envy Moise also is on the verge of extinction, as he has been knocked, but the confirmation has not been done yet. Envy Light is also on a low HP right now.
Yeah, Envy Light is going to be in trouble, but Abso is going to make sure that his team can try and come out of that situation. And as you said, Bablu, we talked about this. The bridge is going to be brutal to cross on the other side, but Envy, Abso, and Deadshot still alive and still looking to fight, as Moise was the only man who was taken down, and the revive is going to come in as a smoke was popped right behind the vehicle to provide some cover for the teammates. But they need to get away from that vehicle as well, because if it's blown, it's going to cause some trouble. And Abso, he spots out another team coming in from the rear, but can can they get out of the situation? But talking about this, Bablu, they are gonna have to try something different and try something really special to come out alive of this one, because that is gonna be a troublesome situation. But Hellraisers are wreaking havoc as Trinda with that DP spray is gonna drop down one of the players from the side of Nexus, and that can actually create a really good opening for the team. But are they gonna be able to convert that one into a chicken dinner? I think that is gonna be a really big question. But for now, 13 teams in this game, 48 players still alive. Make that 46 in an instant, as H2E is going to take an exit from this game as well.
Alright, the players being exited, the players are just going away from the fights. Obviously, they are exiting the server slowly and steadily. And the thing that I was talking about, if the circle has land and water combination, that's going to be some tricky situation out there. And that is one thing that is happening out in this one. So still trying to spot the players out in this one. Loiphobia goes on his R3D Joker was taking up a fight with himself. FTFxEsports, FTFxOXY just moving in from the waterways, from the water areas to one direction to the other. Loiphobia goes down, his R3D Joker was taking up a fight, and Ichar Triangle just takes on Nexus Wolf on the knees, as the revive will be important out there. FTFxOXY goes down, and FTFxOXY was out in the water area, so there's a slight chance that the crate will be popping up really soon as FTFxOXY is out there, and I think the crate will be formed up as soon as it can. DF Terminator has a skill for himself, has 1 kill for the team right now. 43 alive, 12 players remaining. What's gonna happen? It is just a matter of time as we find out, as PS Khan takes on 247's players with the headshot of the Khan 98, and PS Rita goes on as Envy actually comes in the backstab, and 247 Gaming actually blasts a vehicle for PES Vegeta to just get eliminated from the team, from the server out there. But Tyrant is on the streak right now. Tyrant was trying to spot the players and obviously pop the heads out in this one. As you can see, Anubis takes on RNG's Hamzo as well. Anubis goes down in the cover fires out in the trades that were coming out at the fights right now. So the open area fights are coming in, as you can see in the minimap. The circle is going to be closing sometime soon. R3 Joker goes down as RNG's Venom actually takes up a fight. PS Khan goes down as Bubble Tyrant is taking a fight with PES. That is an incredible fight that can just happen out in this area. And circle is going to be having waterways in itself. So the rotations through water, if you want to swim, I mean, you can go for a swim out in this one.
You can go for a swim out in this one, but even that is going to be quite tricky. But in the meanwhile, RNG Venom and his teammate, the lads, are stuck in that one hut, and 2 of the other players are out in the open. But the recovery is going to be made, and it's going to be a really smart one. They drop down a smoke so that Hamzo could be revived. Aladdin went in with a buggy, and now as they pick him up, they are going to fall back. But this could be trouble, as there is one team, FTF, right on the beach shore. But TUF Edgar is going to drop down one of the players from the side of RNG as well, and Hamzo is going to go in on the players from the side of FTF. So they are trading out players as 2 of their teammates go down. They take down the other team from, they take down a couple of members from the other team before they are finished off, as well as RNG is going to take an exit from this game. And we are also charging in on the players of PES. And that is just going to be trouble, as Wolverine steps out of the house, gets one finish, and then runs back in. Now Deadshot, he's going for the revenge, but Wolverine, he's jumped out from the balcony, and now the jump shots are going to come in, and Wolverine is going to be taken down as Portal eSports. They take an exit as well. But this is just the beginning. LOU eSports are going to be taken down. So many teams falling down in an instant.
Which team is going to be having a chicken dinner out in this one? That's going to be one of the big questions. As you can see, Chasomi once again trying to spot the players, and the eSports one takes him down almost. And just 10 HP is the amount that is out there. And now Team TUF marks their exit, as HR Somi will be on a domination. If anything, 8 teams surviving, 24 players alive. What's going to happen out in this one is going to be a big question. FTFxEsports still surviving out there. NV as well, R3D, Rogue Nation, HR, Team Bubble, 247 Gaming. Let's see which team actually gets a chicken dinner out in this one. R3D Esports as well. Envy Light just trying to spot the players. His helmet and vest are totally done for, but then he is not stepping away from fights out there, and he's just trying to spot the players from ROG, as Rogue Titanium was on his crosshairs. And look at the Snake, low on his health, but high on his morale. Just trying to take the fights. HR, Adnan as well. They are taking the players down right now. HR is looking really good for the fights, and they want the comeback games. Yes, Hellraisers, this is their game. Bubble Tyrant on domination, as he actually wipes out ROG's full squad. That was more than impressive.
Yeah, that was more than impressive, and we have to see how far can Bablu go, because they are going to be in a bad situation now. They have made their way on towards the circle, but can they fight out this one, as Nexus Wolf is going to be taken down by the play zone, and that is going to mean that the team of Nexus is going to be taking an exit on the 7th position, down to 7 teams, 15 players alive. Bablu, they are on the bridge. They can use that to their advantage for the fact that they just have one direction to deal with. They just have to worry about the teams in front of them, but the team in front of them is going to be Envy on the first try. And HR Snaker looking to spot out Zameen from the side of Bablu. Is he going to be able to take this fight, or is that not going to happen?
Oh, look at this. They are trying to pull up all the smokes so that they can move from one direction to the other. Obviously, now they have the circle for themselves, but all they need is actually a safer spot. And Envy Light has been spotted out there by Bablu Tyrant, but the smoke is going to be helping him as well to stay out there. Chatrena will be on the domination right now. Obviously, the domination that is responsible for this guy, that he is creating a lot of havoc out in this area of Erangel. 6 teams remaining, ladies and gentlemen. 13 players alive. Which team is going to come up on top, we will be knowing in a while, and I don't know why it all rhymes.
Yeah, wide all rhymes, but on the other side, 247, they are going to drop down the place from side of Envy, and Team Envy is going to be eliminated as Tyrant somehow managed to take the last kill, but now 247, they are going to be in trouble as Tyrant spots out Najib, and can he take him down? The spray managed to connect, and the knock is going to come in as well. On the other side, Tyrant is looking to confirm a lot of kills for himself, but 247 Gaming is going to try and connect with that M4 spray, but that is not going to happen, as from behind, it is going to be the exit for the side of 247, as Joker from R3D is going to get the last kill, and Tyrant gets 2 kills for himself. Down to the top 3. 8 people alive in this game, and it's going to be Hellraiser, it's going to be R3D, and it's going to be Bablu. You have the winner chicken dinner forecast on your screens right now with the Hellraisers. 50% probability for them to win. Joker is the last surviving man for his team. Bablu is going to be there with 3 people as well, and Hellraisers, they have a really good position in those compounds of the low grounds. Bablu, they are going to be in the high ground on the open, and Joker is just going to be outside the zone.
8 players out there, 3 teams surviving, Hellraisers, Bablu and R3D. R3D with just 1 person out there, Bablu with 3 players, and Hellraisers with all the 4 surviving. But look at this, Bablu Zameen, he is on fire, like literally on fire, because that Molotov was out there. R3D eSports gets eliminated. So it is a 3 versus 4 situation, ladies and gentlemen, from Bablu to R3D to Hellraisers. Like R3D made their exit right now, and Hellraisers, they have one advantage. They have a Ridge and now the airdrop as well. One of the players will be level 3 equipped, and what if he gets them to 4-9 or something? Trying to move in forward. Snaker snaking his way right now, trying to with those Molotovs, trying to create all the pressure that he can. Adnan wants to charge in, has the level 3 stuff for himself. We don't know which gun was out there in the airdrop, but I don't think so. He just needs it. He wants to go with the DP for himself, as he was trying to go for the M4 for Snaker as well. Bablu goes, they know they are paid, they know the locations that their opponents actually know for them. And look at this, Somi, he can change everything. The grenade, if it comes from that side, can just change everything. Grenade is gonna be arriving anytime right now. The grenade falls a bit short. Bandages are being applied right now, and the circle is not with Bablu. Can they clutch this one? This is gonna be a difficult fight for them, because they know it. The circle is 20 meters away, and HR is inside the zone, the 6th circle, but it feels like the final circle because of these 2 teams. Which team is going to be having that first chicken dinner for the day? Which team is going to be actually initiating the numbers, as Bablu is moving in forward? Look at that, using that smoke to move in forward, while Zameen is going for a longer rotation out in the other area. Just Snaker, he was trying to spot the players, but then some shots were connected, but now the sprays are in the wrong direction from him. Can they reach the circle? Zameen goes down. Somi, they have the information. Snaker is on the downward side, and Nan is moving in forward. 0 seconds on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to see what happens. Siren spots one, but then he gets taken down. Snaker was taken down, and HR, easy win for them, as Team Bablu finishes 2nd.
Yeah, I've said this again and again. Hellraisers was one of the teams that can actually contest, and do actually contest the best teams in the country, and Hellraisers, an amazing performance, an amazing start. This is what I said during the pregame segment as well. Hellraisers, they need to step up, and they need to go back to the group stages sort of form for the team. They did exactly that, but Bablu starting with the 2nd place finish, and they had 8 kills on them as well. I think these two teams are definitely going to climb up after today, but they have pretty much secured their standings in the in the finale. So Hellraisers were in a sticky situation, but after this game, I think they are going to be having a good standing now.
Easy way for them. Obviously, Hellraisers, like, they have had really good fights and all. So we'll be looking at the MVPs as well, like, out here. If it's gonna be, then yeah, HR Somi, obviously 5 kills, 297 damage.
Yeah.
So this damage actually was initiated in the final circles only because the guy was using a Groza out there,
Yeah.
was trying to take the players down. 23 minutes, 58 seconds of survival time, and almost 8 kilometers of distance covered. That seems like a good number out in the stats department for this guy. But then this was just one guy. I mean, Bablu Tyrant. If he would have been, because the guy Bablu Tyrant had 6 kills for himself and for the team as well. So they would have actually done much more. They were trying to go for the impressive gameplays. But for now, Hellraisers actually raised the hell.
Yeah, they raised hell on everyone else and everyone who tried to contest them for that chicken dinner, including the squad of Bablu. But once again, it all came down to the fact that Hellraisers rotated early. They found a good compound for them early on, while Bablu were just fighting from the bridge and taking those open engagements. In the final fight, that engagement that came in and those blind shots coming in the smokes, those were pretty impressive as well. But let's also have a look at the top 5 players from this game and see who all are going to be there. Tyrant is going to be sitting on the first position with 6 kills. Somi on the second with 5 kills to his name. Trinda from Hellraisers as well on the third with 4 kills. RNG Venom is going to be on the fourth with 4 kills, and NV Light is going to be on the fifth with 3 kills.
Yeah, from 6 to 3, that has been the journey overall in this particular match for the players, for the kills department. But then, all right, so the thing is, we have seen the MVP player, we have seen 5 players. But then what about the 16 teams? Where are they going to be out in this one? For this particular match, obviously, what's going to be the goods and the bads for the teams, and how is it going to be out there? Because Gaming Hub had an early exit.
Yeah.
What's it going to mean for that team? 247. What's it going to mean for that team? 2x, they are in that area in the top 16, but as the teams will be coming up, will they be going down outside? Arkadians, they are on the 9th spot, but the difference of 9 to 16 is also very less. So what's going to happen? So we'll be talking about those things. We'll be seeing the team statistics as well as the points table for this particular match as well, and we'll be discussing more and more, crunching all the numbers out in that one. But so far, this was R3D's game, if anything. This was Bablu's game, if anything. This was HR's game, if anything. 247, they had that top 4 finish, but I don't think so, because for some teams, it was the kills count that was mattering. Like R3D, they just had 2 kills or something. So they are going to be dropping down in the overall rank. Not the overall in this game's ranking or something, but it's still better than the teams that were at the lower order, because see, no one wants to pick up the fights in the earliest of the stages.
Yeah.
What happened with Gaming Up is they were going for the rotations, and they were caught off in the rotation of those things. So that just went in a wrong direction. So let's just have a look at the game by standings out in this one.
Yeah, and it is going to be Hellraisers leading the charge with 32 points for their name. Team Bablu on the second with 22. 247 Gaming, they are going to be third with 14 points. Team NV on the fourth with 13 points to their name. R3D is going to be 5th. FTFxEsports on the 6th. RNG on the 7th because they had 6 kills, 7.7 position. Nexus team is going to be on the 8th. Moving on to the next set of teams, it's going to be TUF on the 9th, Rogue Nation on the 10th, LOU Esports on the 11th, Portal Esports on the 12th, and an unfortunate starting for them as well, and H2E on the 13th, and Gaming Hub on the 14th position.
Yeah, I'm happy about the teams that have had this kind of run. But then there's one thing, I want to see an 11 kill gameplay for the last something like that. But then for now, these were the standings, these were the rankings. So LOU, Portal, Gaming Hub, big names, they got eliminated early.
Yeah.
Where is it going to be putting them in the overall standings? That's going to be like one of my questions, because there's no going down if you're playing the games. You'll always be adding up points for yourself. But can you add up enough points for your team to stay in that top 16 mark? Because once you are adding the points, there might be a team that is under you. They are also adding their set of points. So it's like it's that ladder that you want to climb. But then there's a guy right in front of you. you'll be just pulling the leg to actually climb up on top. So that's just one of the things that just happens. Or you cannot team up and go together,
yeah,
right?
you can't team up and go together. But hey, if the guy on top of you, you can catch them off guard. You can take them out in game early on. That's gonna mean that they just get 1 point from the game. And since you already got this squad wipe on them, it's gonna be 4 points to you. You still have a 3-point advantage. But for that, you need to calculate. So there is a calculation that happens, and the way the games are being played, it sort of depends on how many points and where you stand as well. Because as I was saying, you are gonna look to take out the team right on top of you just so that you can get in the top 16 if they are playing today. And you need to be careful. You need to calculate the difference. You need to see how many points you need, how many points they are getting in that game, and based off of that, your approach inside of the game is going to change as well.
Exactly. That's just the thing that goes out in the overall scenarios, in the ups and the downs of the game, in everything. And obviously from this day or from this moment onwards, we'll be looking at the overall standings and all those things. But then they will be like, for just 4 games, for the final 4 games, for final 3 games, final 2 games, and after that it will be like it will be the final game. The drum roll will be out there for the 16 teams, and this is by far the toughest region that I have personally casted, if anything, because the difference is not a lot, if anything, like for the teams that are still surviving out in this one. So let's just have a look at the overall standings. And let's just see where each and every team is going to be out in that one. As you can see, from first to 8, we were just trying to see. But then let's just see what out happens in overall standings. I think we'll be just crunching some more numbers out in this one. But all right. So the thing is, whatever it will be, this one. All right. So DFUZeOXY. All right. They are going to be out there. Envy is going to be out there. With just one good game, Team Bablu is out in top 3.
They are in the top 3,
This team knows how to make their way, and this team makes their way, if anything.
Yeah, they are looking to make their way today as well, but still they have 3 more games to go. So Fyme is going to be on the 4th position for now.
Fyme has lost some points out in this one. HFD on the 5th, and NortheSports on the 6th, Portal eSports on the 7th, LOU eSports on the 8th position out there. And moving on, if we have to move on to the next set. Alright, so out at 247 Gaming is on 9th, HR on the 10th, Arkadians on the 11th, Freestyle on the 12th, TUF on the 13th, Nexus Team on the 14th, F2D eSports on the 15th, PMCO is going to be out there on the 16th position. They have 98 points for themselves, but then look at this, 98 to 93. H2E is going to be out in this one. Gaming Hub, 92 points. R3D, they have 19. RNG on the 20th. Rogue Nation on the 21st. FTF on the 22nd. Aqua on the 23rd, and DFUZeOfficial is going to be out there on the 24th position for now. Like these are the teams. If they are playing today, they need to be like in the best of the best capabilities so that they can just win the game, 1 game or 2 game or something like that. That they just need. They should be going for 2 good game finishes. But even if they get 1 good game with just like 20 points or something, if there's a miracle or something, it's.
Hey, if there's going to be a miracle, they can try and make it, especially the squad of Gaming Hub. But let's also have a look at the kill leaders for the overall and see who all are going to be in there. As Deadshot on the 31st, Psych is on the 31st. So, did these guys just switch places around over there? Because Psych was supposed to be on the 1st.
Yeah, but then the damage stats is with the Deadshot out there. Fyme Motive on the 3rd, DFUZeOXY on the 4th, and VFX Reaper Oxy will be out there on the 5th. From 31st to 25 is what it is out there, and after that is Bablu Pikachu. So Bablu is making their mark slowly and steadily, and out of 60 kills that Bablu has, this guy has like more than 1/3.
Yeah, 1/3 kills on Pikachu himself, but Bhatsab is going to be on the 7th position. Baba from Freestyle on the 8th. DFUZeOXY, Teen Wolf is going to be on the 9th, and NortheSports Sensei is going to be on the 10th position. So this is going to be interesting because Envy is going to be playing today, Bablu is playing today, and can they compete, or how far is Psych and Deadshot's rivalry going to go? Because as we know, kill leader is going to be a prestigious stat to have on your resume, but we still have 3 more games to go, which are going to happen after we come back from a short break. Until then, you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Pakistan Region Semi-Finals. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. Joining me on the desk, it's going to be Ocean Sharma, and now it's going to be time for game number 2 for day number 6 of the semi-finals, which is going to mean this is going to be the third last game of the semi-finals. And who is going to make sure that the spot in the finals, in the top 16, is going to be secure? Because top 16 teams from the semi-finals move on to play the finals, from where the top one team will get a chance in the World League.
Yeah, that's like a top team. Not like there's no top one.
Top
There's like
one team. Yeah.
Okay. The top one team will be getting a chance to go out there and be the face of the country, be the face of the region, if anything. And maybe, just maybe, imagine. I seriously think about this. I want nothing against other regions, but I want a team to pick up the World League's trophy from the region that I have casted. Because I want to see, like, I've seen this team grinding.
Yeah.
I've seen this team, rising up from those top 30 to having their ups and downs, backs and forths, and then just having that one spot, and from that one spot, like, they grinded and they were out in World League representing their region.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when the World League will be happening, you and I will be cheering for the teams that we have casted, for the teams that we have seen the journey for. But it is going to be a totally different level of competition over there. Before you head there, you have to deal with this. You have to deal with the brutal land of Sanhok that's going to be coming up in the next game.
Yeah, exactly, like the brutal land of Sanhok and the previous game. Bablu, so close, yet so far. Hellraisers, really, really close, and they got it.
Yeah. So Hellraisers had been grinding it out for a really long time, and they have had amazing performances in the group stages. But in the semi-finals, the first few days, they were doing really well. Then they started to fall off a little bit. But now, I think in the last day, for the last push, Hellraisers are going all or nothing on this one, as they were the team that got the first chicken dinner on Erangel. But can they do it again? On the other hand, Bablu is in the top 3 right now, and they will be looking for the first place for themselves.
Exactly, and we will be out in the game, ladies and gentlemen. If anything, I did that a bit early, but then we will be out there in the game, ladies and gentlemen. All right, once more. We will be out there in the game, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's out there from Kampong to Hatin, Boot Camp, Paradise, Satma, Cow will be the areas out there. Camp as well if you want to go to that area. Painan, Camp Charlie, Cave, Lakavi, Bhan, Camp Bravo, if you want to go to those areas. And obviously, so these are the areas that will be out there. If you want to go to the ruins, you kind of need to, just glide a bit, and you can see the players just dropping out in their comfort zones, if not in their areas. Envy is going out there. Bablu is going to go to Painan. That is their drop. So previously, Bablu never used to drop to Painan. When the day started, they had like a weird drop in which 2 players were split in one area, 2 in the others, and now they have made Painan their home place, and no one actually comes to contest them. That seems like a really, really good thing. Look at the circle. The circle has Paradise, but then no player has Paradise. Like no one just went to Paradise.
So this is the thing with the high priority locations as well. They are sort of these mind game places wherein you just gamble. All right, is anyone going to go there? Is anyone not going to go there?
Yeah.
And this time I think everyone thought that someone was going to go to Paradise Resort, as no one went there. And that is going to be an interesting situation, because now Paradise Resort is going to become a high priority location. And since no one is going to be there, the team that gets the control for Paradise Resort first is going to be in an advantage. But 247 Gaming up against the squad of Envy, and the fights have already initiated. As you saw the orange highlights on the players of Envy, that means that they were shooting already.
We saw Absol. Like Absol was trying to go for the shoots, and he was like, "Why Psych and Richard should have all the fun? I'll go for the top kill counter out there. I'll start the kills if anything." But for now, no blood has been drawn out there. No crate has been formed out there. So far, each and every team, each and every player is ready for all the fights that will be given to them. Next is on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. They are out here in the boot camp area, uncontested and unchallenged. That means they have each and every corner around this area to explore for the loot, for everything that they want, from grenades to smokes to guns to healing. Anything that they get here is theirs, if provided if they want to pick it or not. Like that's some Mr. Beast kind of thing out there. What Mr. Beast does, like it's all yours. You want to pick it, just pick it. And all those things. And Gaming Up on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. So all right, so Gaming Up was out there and was trying to take up the fights, and that was some South Asia thing that just happened out there. But then all right, but coming back to these things, Gaming Hub, they need to step up their game on the best of the ways. We know that previously, in the previous game, they were the team that had the first exit.
Yeah, they had the first exit, but on the other side, we know that Gaming Hub has the potential to step up the game to a whole different level, as we saw during the group stages. This team had amazing performances, but in the semifinals, I think something is going to change around in these last 3 games, and I'm pretty sure that Gaming Hub will step up their performance and will look to qualify for the finals as well, as this also has been one of the strongest teams in Pakistan at one point, but now they will be looking to prove themselves, as just like Hellraisers did in the last game. But for now, as you said, the circle is on the northern part of the map, right in the middle on the north. So teams in Cow, that's going to be RNG, they are going to be pretty happy. But look at this, Gaming Hub already in an engagement, as shots were fired as well over there. But who were they at? I think that's going to be the question, because you do not want to engage in fights up against these strong teams as well. You won't know until you actually get a knock or you get knocked out by the person as to who you're fighting. But once you actually do, you need to figure out as to if you want to continue the engagement or do you want to disengage. But look at this, Bablu, full control of the pylon yet again for themselves, and ROG Nightmare is going to be spotted out by 247 Moth. The shots being fired, but the spray is just not going to connect.
As of now, the spray, like they were trying to go for all the sprays that they can go for, all the gunshots, but then you know, sometimes it's kind of a bad day with the sprays, and that's one thing that just happens. I was right, Nightmare, just like you said, he was trying to go for the fights, and so we'll see what happens. And Bablu, all right, so their team, they are done with the loots already. So this is one thing that we talked about as well. A good team, they know how to utilize their time. They even if the first circle is not out there, the first circle is not coming, the first blue zone is not coming, yet they are moving, because they know there's no time to waste. There's time to move, and that time is right now. And that is one thing that the team of Bablu is doing. And I think they have a squad right in front of them that's going to be FTF. And we'll have to see if FTF and Bablu, if they charge in for the fights, what is going to happen? Because FTF, they are still far away. They're not out there in the minimap, but they are out there in the long viewer thing out in this one. So on the left-hand side, there is going to be one team, and I think Bablu, they already know it. That how do they locate the players? That's just more than impressive.
I think they just run around and see if they can find anyone, and if they do, they just go for the finishes. But on the other side, look at this. This can be tricky for the players from the side of from the side of H2E, as one of the players, Failure, is going to be caught out on the bridge. That's going to be a bad cover. The shot's being fired. The knock is going to happen. His teammates are in the river going for the swim. And R3D Anubis, that was an easy knock coming in, and I think the finish is going to come in as well, as the players from the side of R3D, they are closing in. But H2E, Dread, and GamerX, they have made their way on towards the beach underneath the bridge. But can they take this fight? All right, climbing up from the slope, they need to be really careful, as Old Boy is still in the water. Failure has been knocked down and is in a really bad situation. He's going to go on the downward side of the slope to see if the revive can come, if his teammates can make their way in. But with this nade, I think the damage is definitely going to be dealt.
Yeah, but then the nade actually misses mark, obviously, because it was like an undercooked grenade. So if you see a grenade coming onto you, that obviously, you know, just gives you the mark. And look at this GamerX, the Molotov was fairly close to him. And Old Boy, I think this is a really good thing. GamerX popped up a smoke on the back end, and now Old Boy, the guy that was inside the water, he's going to be going out there to revive Fairly. Obviously, that's going to be like one of the teamwork things that just happened out there. And the grenade, and once again, another grenade just goes in. But for now, doing no damage. GamerX with that M4 in his hands, and obviously the 4 times on that is still trying to spot the player if he can go for it. Has a level 1 helmet, level 1 vest. Old Boy goes down once again. Failure has been confirmed. So this just takes this fight from a 4v4 to a 2v4 right now. As Old Boy also will be needing a revive. Well, H2E take this fight, or will this be R3D's day right now? As they spot the players, GamerX has been spotted out there, but AKM not popping up any shots as of now. Now Vector can just change everything, but then the players are all separated. If they go out there, that can just change everything. Look at this. They popped up the smoke, and then they canceled it. Just trying to see the footsteps. That was amazing, but look at Anubis. He can go for a rightwards rotation and can catch the players of H2E just that are just sitting next to the area, trying to take that vertical TVP or trying to hit the footsteps. But I think if Anubis spots them, Anubis can go for a longer spray, and that spray can confirm the players. As you can see, one player, GamerX, low on his health right now. That is going to be a bad scenario out there, as GamerX is popping up a first aid, but will he get the time? I don't think so. He gets the time to pop up a first aid, but now in the water, a crate will be formed, and H2E, this is going to be something that just happened. So H2E's Dread will be the lone survivor, will be leaving his player out there, and I think swimming will be the only option to keep the hope of this team alive for as long as it can be.
Yeah, but in the end, it was swimming that sort of hampered their situation because when their teammate Failure was knocked down, them coming in through the waters just slowed down the process of them being there for the cover. And that's how this situation turned around. But now Dread once again in the waters. And if the players from the side of R3D actually figure out that he has not gone away, he's still sticking around, they can wipe him out. They can finish him off. Most of the teams have moved in towards the circle. Bablu, they have rotated from the Painan area. And once again have moved in towards the inner side of the circle. Bootcamp has been abandoned, but Portal Esports, they have taken control of the Paradise Resort for now. On the other side, ROG still outside the circle. They are the only team. Other than that, 247, they are on the edge and they will be getting in there in a few seconds as well.
For a while, that is what's going to happen out in this one. And so the thing is, R3D, alright, so now they have 2 kills for themselves.
Yeah.
And this seems like a really good scenario as they have the initial kills, if anything. From 5 players alive, it's like 52 out here, and 3 players were taken on from H2E from all the sides and all the directions. That just happened out in this one. Airdrop on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, airdrop number 2 has AUG, and that tease that we always talk about has extended quick draw mag of snipers out in this one. So we'll see how it can change everything because. Alright, so in the maps like Sanhok, AUG is a really versatile gun, a really useful gun because use this gun with a suppressor and become a snake, and that's just all that you have to do. Obviously, after that you need to pull the trigger as well.
Definitely, you need to pull the trigger as well, and you need to make sure that your aim is on point as well.
Yeah, all those things. And the bullets are reloaded and all the things, right?
So the bullets are going to be in there, but your aim needs to be on point. There's no point in shooting like 2 feet away from your opponents.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. Out in the scenarios out in this one, but then Bablu, all right. So first game, the team had a slow start, but then they managed to take out good amount of kills for themselves.
Yeah.
Like Bablu Tyrant alone had 6 kills for himself, and now Zameen was also playing in that one. Danny was not playing out in that one. So we'll have to see how the scenarios change. And you know about this squad a lot, right?
Yeah.
So according to you, what is the utilization that Zameen can provide when Danny is not playing the game?
As I said in the first game as well, Danny was the entry fragger, Zameen being the sniper, the only sniper for the team. So as we saw yesterday as well, when the entry is not then Zameen is playing, they rely on those long range battles in the last game as well. Otherwise, in those situations with Danny, Bablu would have charged in and gone for the 3v4 rush in battle. But that time with Zameen being there, they went in for the long range fights. Even Tyrant was going for the long range sprays as well instead of just charging it, because that is the style of play that Danny brings along with him. With Zameen, things completely change. And that, I think, can work in Bablu's advantage, because when you see the squad, the teams are going to be expecting the charge in to come in, but with that amazing sniper being present, as I was saying, yesterday, they had this amazing fight when DFUZeOXY was in the compound right next to them. They were in the warehouse. Zameen was just hiding on top of a crate, and Pikachu was covering his flanks on the down low. And he was just shooting these amazing sprays with that M4 and the 4x scope on it. And that sort of allowed the team so much pressure that they just stood there and held their position till the end of the game, finishing second yet again. But this time around, I think if the man can get a good angle for himself, he can hold a good position, his teammates are going to provide so much utility, because the aggression for this team has hit a totally different level these days. And with Zameen coming in, I think the teams are going to be a bit surprised. But talking about surprises, HR Snaker, as we know, another one of the players who is the entry for his team, an amazing entry fragger, was dropped down low by the players from side 247, but Snaker somehow manages to survive, and the heal is going to be there. 2 players up in the front from Hellraisers. It's going to be Snaker and Adnan up against the 2 players from 247, Punjabi and Moth.
Yeah, so H are the team that has had a chicken dinner run in the previous game. Can they just go for it? I think they can. Snaker drops on Punjabi in this one. Snaker is looking good for the fight. Snaker is looking ready for the fights, and he is taking the fights in his hands right now. Moth is going to be out there, but Snaker, he needs an opening through which he can just go in and charge in 247 with all the 3 players surviving right now, as 1 player needs a revive, if anything. On the back end, Envy is also arriving really soon, but HR Snaker is still sitting out there in this area right now. 247 Punjabi obviously bleeding out. The clock is ticking on that guy, and I think Snaker just barely knows how to move in on this fight right now as he switches from one rock to the other, and after that he is going to be throwing the smokes out in this area. As you can see, he's going for the smokes on the windows, obviously. One of the really interesting strategies that can just work out in this one. Punjabi has been taken down. Now it's down to 247 Moth out in this area, who is going to be a solo player. But there's one thing that HR does not know, that 247's cover is right behind them. Trynda is out there. The spray is coming in. The spray is kicking in. Does 22 plus 22, 44 damage out on Trynda, and Trynda will be making it to safety area. 247's two players are behind HR. So that means HR can be in a sandwich situation, but I don't think so. That will be a problem because obviously the numbers advantage.
Yeah, the numbers advantage is going to be there. And now, with those shots coming, I think HR, they have realized that the flank is coming in. And if they turn around to fight, this is going to be a 4 versus 2 situation. Moth is running away as Punjabi has already been gone down. He is just getting the distance for himself. But look at this. Tyrant with the TPP. The entire squad is looking in all directions, just getting information for themselves. And if the squad of ROG make a single mistake, oh man, that is going to be so unfortunate for them. But on the other side, look at this. Hellraisers, even they have gotten some cover for them, as they did realize, as Somi took the shots from the rear, that the flank for 247 was already set up. But now the teams are going to play for information. Still 14 teams alive, 50 players still in this game, and the pace of the game is going to be slowed down, as since the circle is not shifting in those massive directions just like we saw on Erangel. There's a lot of compounds available, but ROG, they charge in, and Tyrant is going to drop Titanium but takes a lot of damage in return as well. So the heals are going to come in. His armor has been shot at, and Ghost and Zameen and Pikachu will look to help their teammate out to wipe the squad, and they are rotating for this fight as Tyrant has already set up, but the revive on Titanium is going to happen, and then it is going to turn into a 4 versus 4 engagement. The nade did fall a little bit short, but still it has to be perfect as to pull in some pressure from the side of Pablo. But 247 Najib, the timing was perfect.
The small Molotov could have actually been a really good Molotov had JD been there, but he was actually behind trying to go. Look at this. Look at this. Molotov was fairly close. It is fairly close to him, just pixel survivor. If he gets up right now, the Molotov will hit him, because once your player just gets up, that's going to be one thing, and he cannot get up because he is being spotted and shot at. The immense pressure that Pablo is putting on its opponents, that is just an impressive thing out there. And look at this, Team Pablo. Pablo's goal is just trying to see the back end as if someone is there or not. Zameen confirming the kill, obviously, out here. So JD, Nightmare, and the Doc. There are two choices now.
Yeah.
Either just stay here or run away, because you can't win this fight when the numbers advantage is with Bablu.
Yeah, you can't win this fight, but let's talk about this. As Envy, they were engaging on the players from the side of Nexus. Envy, they have lost one of their own, but that was just a knock. On the other side, Nexus, Zolkar, he was finished off. So Nexus, if they engage in now, they can come out on top, but Bablu Ghost is going to drop out another player from the side of 247 Gaming, and that is going to be so much trouble, as the tap shots from that M4 actually dish out a lot of damage on Gaming, and the revive, can it come in from the players of 247 Gaming, as those long range shots are going in Bablu's favor? But Envy Moise is going to drop down from the side of Nexus. Wolf is trying to fight this one out, but the spray shots in the smoke just do not connect. Nexus Hunk is going to drop Moise. The finish is going to come in as well, but Deadshot and Light, they are still standing. They can go for the 2v1 engagement, and they do that exactly. Hunk is going to drop one bow. Deadshot is going to be the only man left standing, and he's going to be dropped by Hunk in a 1 versus 3 situation, and the finish is going to happen as well, as the fight goes in Nexus's favor.
Alright, that was just something that's happened out there in this one. Nexus, well, the revive is coming in. It's going to be kicking in out in this one. And we'll have to see what happens as the fights are going to be continuing, as RGC takes on Bablu's Tyrant as well. So the fight is happening out in that area as well. So we'll have to see what happens slowly and steadily. And out here, 13 teams alive now. You guys know the drill. Pablo Pikachu also goes down actually, as ROG JD is looking ready for a fight. I take back what I said, that the numbers advantage was with Pablo, but now Pablo is down with 2 players. Can they just change it now, because Pikachu has been confirmed?
Yeah, Pikachu is going to be confirmed, and Tyrant is going to be dropped down by the side of JD as ROGs are just turning the situation around in their own favor. And Zameen is going to be dropped down as well. That's just going to leave Ghost as the only man left standing, and if he goes down, that's just going to mean Bablu. They are going to take an early exit in this game, and that is going to be a very, very big upset. He's out in the open, going for the fight. Can the spray connect? No, it does. Oh, it actually does, as Nightmare is going to be dropped down. The Doc, can he get the revive on his teammate? He is so close to the zone. The nade being cooked from the side of Ghost. If it lands perfectly, the knock is going to come in, but on the other side, Hellraiser's Sprinter is going to be dropped down, and Ghost is taking so much damage, but the spray does not connect. JD is coming from the engagement. Can he get the drop? Ghost is going to drop down JD, and that is going to mean that ROG, oh no, the Doc was standing, and Bablu is going to be the team that takes an exit on the 13th position. But on the other side, another engagement, Hellraisers. So the two teams that were there in the top 2 in the last game are going to be in trouble, but RNG is going to be the team that takes an exit on the 12th position. Down to 11 teams, 30 players still in this game.
There was something that just happened out in this one. That was just, I have no idea, like the fights that were just happening out in this one and the fights that were just going out in this one, that was just like more than impressive. Rogue Nation with 2 players, and the players are outside the circle. Like they had their fights, and the circle was the circle is not in favor. And look at this, H2E Dread still breathing in the water. Like this guy has gills now.
Yeah.
No.
For how long though?
I don't know. Like for how long does a fish has gills?
Oh, you said this guy. I thought he was a human.
Okay, so this fish has a gills now.
Yeah, but how long can he stay alive in those waters? Oh, let's talk about this though. Portal eSports engaging on Nexus Hunk. 2 people alive, and Wolf on the other side is going to get a backstab as Wolverine is going to be dropped. Hunk is going to go down, and Nexus, they are going to be in trouble. Wolf is going to get a finish on Wolverine. Portal eSports, 3-man strong, 3 versus 1 situation. I don't think Wolf is going to stay alive. Portal eSports, this time I managed to get a kill.
Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. The players are moving in Nexus Wolf. He takes one down, but from behind, PES Vegeta, Portal eSports. Now, they lost 2 players, but they won this fight right now. 3 kills for themselves. The revive will be coming in. Rogue Nation is still outside the circle. FTFxEsports taking up the fights right now. They take down LOU's players, and Phobia, look at this. Phobia is out there. Phobia is in water, but on the other side, LOU Zabu takes 1 player down. Ghost is going in, and FTFxEsports mark their exit. They lost 1 player out in this one, but FTF also goes down from there, and that means LOU is looking good in the fights. R3D has all 4 players surviving. TUF has all 4 players surviving. Other than that, the teams of Hellraisers, like Hellraisers is really good with kills right now, but then the fact is they just have 2 players with them.
Yeah, they just have 2 players, but look at this, ROG, they are going to be out in the zone. Gaming Hub, Hellraisers, 3 teams fighting the blue zone right now. On the other side, 2 for 7, they take an exit on the 9th position. So, 0 kills for them, just the points coming in for the position. R3D Zeo looking to spot out the players from the side of Gaming Hub as they are going to be in the blue zone. They are going to be in some trouble right now. The zone is going to be dishing out the damage. They need to be careful and move in now. But on the other side, TUF Venom did spot out a couple of players, and ROG Nightmare is going to take a lot of damage from LOU Phobia. A couple of minutes ago, LOU, they were in trouble as the water rotations were coming in from their side. But Hellraisers, as the members are going to be caught out one by one. Somi is going to be taken down by Terminator from the side of TUF. And we are going to be down to 8 teams, 18 players in this game, as the next zone is going to commence in 5 seconds. And Gaming Hub are going to be taken down as KMD is going to fall down. So 1 solo player surviving, and R3D Walker is just going to be like, alright, I see a lot of people going in for the swan dives, and he is just going to drop them one by one.
He's just going to try and go for it as the 5th circle is coming in really soon. Rogue Nation marks their exit out there. 7 teams surviving, 16 players alive. And the fact is, this is going to be a fast game, as it's just 20 minutes mark, like 21 minutes, 37 seconds, and we are down to top 7 teams. Normally at this time, it's like 11 or 12 teams or something just surviving, and this is for the first time that's happening. R3D Joker fighting with the circle right now. Gaming Up as well. Gaming Up, HR, TUF are fighting with the circles as of now. As you can see, TUF still in this area right now in some players, but then H2E marks their exit after a long time. The team that was supposed to be exiting on the 14th, they get exit on the 7th position. That's some points that you just saved for your team right now. HR Adnan still trying to go out in the area. PS Vegeta on the circle. Circle is not favoring any team right now. Look at the blue markers that there are, and the players that are just going down by the circle. This is a weird one, ladies and gentlemen, as the players need to be in the water areas right now. They have no other choice. They cannot pick any guns out there. R3D Joker goes down. Walker is going to be surviving alongside Enobis as well. HRTVF gaming up outside the zone. Outside the zone for the swim first, then for the fights later on. LOU Abood with the grenades just going and trying to create that fake red zone that they need to be creating out there in this one right now. 11 players surviving, 6 teams alive. Which team is going to win? A grenade from Abood actually did the damage out there.
Yeah, the knock was there, but Gaming Hub is going to take an exit on the 6th position. 2 teams still in the blue zone right now. Hellraisers was one of them. They'll be looking to get another chicken dinner in this game, but LOU Abood, he is still fighting, and his teammates are going to fall down. But in the meanwhile, Hellraisers, they are going to take an exit from the blue zone. TUF is going to take an exit from the blue zone, so we are going to be down to 3 teams surviving, 8 people alive. LOU Phobia, the revive is going to come in, and Abood is going to look to hold on and hold off the players from the side of R3D. They have LOU eSports, they have the circle for themselves right now, but for how long can they hold on R3D's rush?
3 teams alive, ladies and gentlemen. 8 players surviving. What's going to happen? R3D still waiting out there. LOU, this can be the game. Portal eSports as well. So big names out in this one. 3 versus 3 versus 2 situation. As you can see, LOU goes, the guns are blazing. 1 HP survival out there. Goes, spots one. Goes, takes one down. He goes down as well. R3D, LOU. R3D gets their wipe as LOU has just 1 player surviving. What's going to happen? The smoke goes in. If they spot the player, Abood can go down. And after that, it's going to be the end game. And yes, it is. As Portal eSports actually win this one. This was a fast one, but then this was an incredible one as well, as so many players just went away with the waterways only. So we had a Miramar once where the play zone was a demon. Out here, water was a demon.
Yeah, the water was a demon. As teams rotating in water, they were caught out of positions, and the blue zone did a lot of damage as well. And on the other side, water rotations can be quite tricky because you do not get knocked, your movement speed is slowed down, and you can't fight as well. But with that, let's have a look at the MVP for this game as well, and it is going to be once again the man going Super Saiyan, Vegeta, with 5 kills, 415 damage, 4.69 kilometers distance traveled.
If it's PES, it's always Vegeta from that team.
Yeah.
We have known, we have seen this.
Either Vegeta or Wolverine.
Wolverine and Vegeta, both the players just out there. So we'll have to see, like, were there any players that were close to him, because Abood was, if I remember correctly, Abood was doing really, like, he pulled off that 1v3 against R3D in the final stages. So this guy Vegeta actually did a really good amount of damage, and had really good amount of kills for his team, for himself obviously, because the chicken dinner matters, but then those kill points that you are bringing out for your team, for yourself, on your kill feed, on your kill count, and obviously for your team's kill count, it all just I know it all just matters a lot, and in the fights, especially when it's the final day, it matters more than anything.
Yeah, it does matter more than anything, and with this game being over, just 2 more games are gonna go. But before that, let's have a look at the top 5 players from this game as well, and see which other players are gonna be joining Vegeta. As Vegeta is gonna be on the 1st position, 5 kills. LOU Abood is gonna be on the 2nd with 5 kills. R3D Walker on the 3rd with 4 kills. Nexus Sanhok on the 4th with 3 kills, and another player from the side of Nexus is gonna be in there. It's gonna be Wolf on the 5th position with 2 kills.
Yeah, now these are the players out here, as you can see. So top 5 players, Vegeta is still leading the charts. Abood, he did that 1v3, but then the damage counter was low, so he's on the 2nd out there. So in this one, so that was those were the top 5 players. And after this, you know, like PES, they've had a good game, but will it keep them in the top 3? Like, because we're talking about the top 3 fights, so Bablu had a really bad game this time.
Yeah,
they can just drop down from that top 3, not from the 16 obviously. No one's just kicking them out from that one, because they have done a tremendous job. But then where is it going to be keeping them in the overalls? Are they going to have the green signal, or are they going to be having that red signal right in front of their names? And which teams are going to be out there? So let's just have a look at the game-wise standings first for the Sanhok map, and let's see where is it going to be keeping each and every team out there. Portal eSports on the 1st, obviously. LOU eSports on the 2nd, obviously. R3D on the 3rd, HR on the 4th, TUF on the 5th. So 4th and 5th, they swapped their places because of the kill points out there. Rogue Nation on the 6th. Nexus. So this was a shocker, as Nexus has had a lot of kills for themselves, but then they got eliminated quite early. Gaming up on the 8th position in this one. Moving on, H2E, RNG, Bablu, NV, 247, and FTF. Alright, so Envy, Bublu, and 247.
Yeah.
They got eliminated, like they got wiped out quite early. RNG as well, like no one kind of expected this thing to happen, but then, well, if it happens, it does happen out there.
Yeah, Bublu as well. That was surprising because they were in an advantageous position into those hearts, and ROG were already sitting at a man disadvantages. Titanium was taken down by Tyrant and Zameen. So it was unfortunate that we did not get to see what exactly happened over there, because how do you turn that situation around wherein the other team just wipes your entire team in a matter of minutes? So, but on the other side, let's have a look at the overall standings as well and see how things are going to change after the Sanhok game. And are the teams going to go up? Are they going to go down? As Bublu is just going to be there on the 3rd position still. Envy on the 2nd as well. Portal eSports, they climb up to the 4th. Fyme is going to be on the 5th. Team HFD on the 6th. NortheSports on the 7th. And LOU eSports on the 8th. Moving on to the next set of teams, it's going to be Hellraisers. They climb up to the 9th position, 247 Gaming. A slight dip in their performance on the 10th for now, but pretty much securing the spot in the top 16. Arkadians also securing a spot on the 11th. Team TUF on the 12th. Freestyle on the 13th. Nexus team on the 14th. FTD Esports on the 15th. And R3D somehow managing to make it into the top 16 this time on the 16th position.
Yeah, exactly, on the 16th with 103 points. But then moving on. From 103, we dropped down to 90, and Gaming Hub still needs to be out there. They are still on the 17th right now. 2xOfficial on the 18th, S2E on the 19th, Rogue Nation on the 20th, RNG on the 21st, FTF on the 22nd, Team Aqua on the 23rd, and DFUZeOfficial will be out there on the 24th position for now. So these are the names, these are the numbers, these are all the stats that were out here on the screens, ladies and gentlemen. So Gaming Hub, 17th position.
Yeah.
One more mistake in the next match, that's going to be Miramar, obviously. One more mistake, and that can pressurize them more. Right now, they have 2 games.
Yeah.
To lessen that pressure, if not, and they can distribute the pressure, because pressure will obviously be there. And I want to see, like, at the end of the day, will they or will they not reach out in that one? Because we have had so many expectations. We have seen in the comment sections as players just just saying the name that Gaming Hub is an incredible team.
Yeah.
We have seen their gameplays as well, like with the chicken dinner runs and all those. So that's going to be one of the questions. But then another question is, like, not a question, but the stat is going to be out on the screen. That's going to be the kill leaders, the player that dominate the field no matter what kind of scenario, what kind of terrain it is. The overall 10 kill leaders. And with that shot 31, Psych 31. Obviously the players, they are still going to be out there ruling. But then Fyme Moto is out there on the 3rd. We have PMCO on the 4th. We have PMCO is going to be out there on the 5th. PES Vegeta, Bublu, Pikachu, HFD Bud Saab, Nexus Hunk, and FS Baba. 24, 22, 21, triple 21 if anything. So from NV to FS, each and every team has had their name. Name in the overall team feeds, and each and every player has had their name, from NV Psych and Deadshot to Nexus Hunk and FS Baba out here, like with the gameplays, with the tactics and everything.
But interesting thing, in the top 5, apart from the first 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5, they are not playing today.
Yeah, but they still are out there. Like they're just sitting out there saying, everyone just remove us if you can.
Yeah, that is going to be the challenge for the players in the kill leaderboard from position 6 to position 10. But we still have 2 more games to go. That means that the players will have 2 more opportunities. The next one is going to be played on Miramar, but that is going to happen after we come back from a short break. So until then, you guys just stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Pakistan Region Semi-Finals. This is going to be the last day, and once again the second last day, the penultimate game, the second last game is coming up now. So a little bit of a shocker there, as in the last game we saw teams like Envy, teams like Bablu take an early exit in that one, and in situations wherein they had the advantage for themselves.
We saw more than that actually.
Yeah, the things that you could not see, I wish you could have seen them, things that were happening on that side of the desk.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you just heard me right.
There are some things that will never be unseen, if anything. But then there are some things that you should be knowing about outside the game as well. That this young gentleman will not be young anymore. I mean, I should not be putting things, but this young gentleman will be having his birthday really soon. So if you guys are out there, just spam or just comment out happy birthday, Varun, and you can.
His
His birthday is coming. No, his birthday is tomorrow. His birthday is tomorrow,
it's
and
day after tomorrow.
No, his birthday is tomorrow, and it's like 12 o'clock. So so his birthday is tomorrow out there, and just just spam happy birthday out there, because this guy has been out there on his toes, just giving you the best content out there, just streaming and all, casting through the stuff and everything. So yeah, he deserves at least one happy birthday appreciation. So one guy, just go for it.
But day after tomorrow, not tomorrow.
Yeah, on his Insta, you can just go for it.
As I mentioned, the two squads that were on the eliminated quite early on.
Yeah.
Let's have a head-to-head between those two teams. It's going to be Bablu and Envy, a team on the third position right now, and a team that is leading the chart. So look at their skills: 104 to 62. Bablu. So we are not used to seeing these stats because it is supposed to be the other way around. Bablu during the group stages were ahead of everyone in terms of kills, in terms of the damage that they were doing, in terms of the points, chicken dinners, everything.
So there's one thing about these stats. Just like you said, we're not used to seeing these stats, right? So Bablu on 62 kills. Mostly it's the other way around. Like Bablu has 100 plus kills or something, if you remember, when they had that amount of scenario out in that one.
Yeah.
So that was just one thing. And around 9,000 healing. That's a lot, obviously, and that changes all the equations. Like Bablu was trying to go aggressive, but then they are a bit passive as well right now. So they are changing with all those strategies. All those strategies are not working out for the teams. For the team's synergy, if you want to put it like that. So that's just one of the things that just is going out there. Headshots 10 from Bablu's side, 18 from Envy's side. So that's just one thing, and there's quite a few points of difference in both the teams out there.
Yeah, that is a huge difference, but we still have to see, is Bablu gonna cover it up, or is Envy just gonna keep increasing the sort of numbers that are separating them apart? Because both the teams are playing today.
Both the teams are playing today, and both the teams will be looking forward for that finish, obviously.
Yeah.
If not the first, then second finish, because Bablu is climbing there in the top 3. They're on the third, obviously, out there. Envy.
Look at this. So that has been a really impressive climb, starting from, I think, out of the top 16, then moving on to the 15th position, wherein they finished yesterday on the 8th, and today they are on the 3rd.
I consider that as a win, if anything.
It is more than a win.
Yeah,
it is a couple of wins, actually.
It is a couple of wins, actually, and that's like a really good thing. And there are some other data that we'll be talking about, like for some teams, like the difference is that how they started from going group stages and how they are doing right now on the semi-final stages and all those things, and scenarios, because for some teams we feel like it's a really good thing that they for some teams as well, they think that they were doing really good in the group stages, and they kind of are not doing good in the semi-finals, but while for other teams it's vice versa. So we consider comparing all those things as well in their full favor, in their full power, and see if the teams, what they think with their stats are, if that is right or if that is wrong. Because sometimes, like Bablu, we know they are not doing as good as they were doing at that time. But then for team Envy and Fyme, they have stepped up to their competition. So let's just have a look at the stats right now for TeamvfxOXY, and let's see where they are right now as compared to the group stages and the semi-finals. So you can see 45 to like almost double right now.
Almost double, but okay, take into consideration this as well, that during the group stages they played just 12 games. In the semi-finals it's going to be 16 games, so the stats are going to go up. But that should have meant that Foxy should have played double the number of games during the group stages. The performance of this team has just gone up between then and now. As Ocean said, 45 kills to 87 that they have now, 8,000 damage to 16,000 that they have now. The healing done has not changed that much though, and that is a good thing, because that means that the damage being given out is more than the damage being taken from their side. Headshots also have gone up 7 to turn to 18. Chicken dinners have stayed the same though. 2 chicken dinners during the 12 games of the group stages, 2 chicken dinners in the 16 games of the semi-finals. And total points they had in the group stages was 129. Total points in the semi-finals 225.
Yeah, as of now. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers that are just going to be staying out there. So 2 chicken dinners for both the teams. That's quite similar.
Yeah.
7 to 18 headshots. That's a big number. Obviously,
Yeah.
the difference that just starts there. 8,000 damage to 16,000. That's just out there. So it's obviously in semifinals you get to play more and more games. Obviously, you have 12 out there, but whereas you have 16 out in this one. So it's the numbers advantage. You can call it advantage. You can call it disadvantage, because you have a wider area to explore your team as well on. You'll be having 4 Erangels, like 8 Erangels, sorry, and 4 Sanhoks, 4 Miramars, and all those scenarios, all those things that are just going out there. So these numbers are really good, like healing as well. So there is this thing that we call it, if you can see the damage to healing ratio out here, 8,000, 6,000, 16,000, 7,000. So that's just more than impressive, and it's going to be just something out there. So we'll just think about it. And total points out there were 129 for the group stage and 225 for the semi-finals. So that was just something like impressive thing. At semi-finals, it's still going out there. So we'll see 225 how much like they have accumulated their share of points right now.
Yeah, Foxy is not going to be playing today, and
Exactly.
they are still sitting at a good standing for themselves. So we have to see, is their performance, the performance that they have so far, was it good enough for them to be safe? I mean, it has to be. They are on the 2nd position after all. So, but moving
just
forward,
like we were talking about it, we consider that as a win, or sometimes more than a win.
That was a couple of wins, 2 to be precise. That was 2 chicken dinners.
This guy in numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, what can I tell you? This guy in numbers.
Matt Jean is a literal rocket scientist right next to me.
This guy in numbers, what can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm not good with numbers.
Has his birthday tomorrow, like...
Day after tomorrow, see.
Tomorrow.
See, it is day after tomorrow. Stop ruining like when I was born.
Oh, how am I ruining when you were born? You ruined that yourself. All right, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about those things later. But then, all right, from the map of Miramar, what are your expectations? Like, which team do you, like, apart from the big names?
Yeah.
Leave the big names aside. Like, leave Hellraisers, leave Bablu, leave all the big names like Fyme, all those things. But which team do you think is going to be out there just outshining? If not outshining, which team do you think is going to be doing much better than they're doing right now?
I think it has to be RNG. They have to step up their game. It is going to be required from their side. Otherwise, they are going to have a tough time competing in the last game itself. So Miramar, they have to start turning things around. On the other side, the big names, you restricted me from talking about them, but these are the teams that have sort of the players that are going to shine on Miramar. They are the teams with the snipers on their side.
Exactly, that's totally true. But I wanted to know, like, which team do you think has the potential to actually come back?
RNG actually has the potential, because they have been. I mean, I still can't ignore the fact that this team had an amazing run during the group stages, and that has to account for something.
That's actually true. And I mean, see, I should refrain from saying any team's names, because whenever I say that happens, but then
a bad luck charm for the teams.
Yep, but then like I am that kind of scenario.
Just admitted it right now.
Yeah, all right. See, that it's just because I'm lonely and I don't have anyone to talk to.
That does not mean that every time you predict a team that's gonna lose. Stop whining.
Shut up. I this guy. I mean,
is a genius.
But still, yeah, all right. But still, I have him. That's all that I can have. But still, he's like a brother to me, and this is the kind of things that we just always go for.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm just saying it because I'm going to be invited in his birthday party, so that's just one of the things. All right. So from the map of Miramar, we always think about the places. Like in
Yeah.
Miramar, the land is out there, the ridges are out there, the vehicles that sometimes topple, and the play zone plays its own games and all those things. So what are your expectations from this particular game? Because this is going to be the final Miramar. If
Yeah, final Miramar, once again, as we always say, the last day, the strats are going to change, the off drops are going to come in. So I'm expecting the big names to actually be contested in this one.
That's a really good one, and we'll see if that happens or not. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fasten your seatbelts, because we are going to be going out in the game, in not the final game, but yeah, final game for Miramar, if you want to go it like that. And from the southern side, the southern area of Los Leones, Puerto Palacios side area, left hand side, we are going to go to Campo Militar, Tierra Bronca, Cruz de Valle, El Azhar, Junkyard, Minas Generales, Las Bandita, Los Leones, Pecado, Graveyard, San Martin. Did you know? Actually, I googled yesterday. It's not known as Pecado.
Yeah.
It's called Pecado.
Pecado. Oh yeah, the accent is
because the
coming out,
accent is actually Pecado, and we always call it Pecado because why not? So ROG is going to be dropping on the Los Eagles side out there. Minas del Val is going to be also under the side of Chumaceras area. We're going to go to that area. So El Pozo is going to be left out a bit. Like if the team wants to go there, you can go there. But then look at Lost in this area. Look at that area. There's a cluster of teams out in that one. And with that, it can mean we might just see some fights happening, because Babalu is going to be out in Los Leones. Gaming Hub is going to be out there. Envy is going to be out there. So, big names in Los Leones.
Yeah, they are definitely going to be the big names coming into this constricted city in there. But we still are seeing teams rotate out of there. And this is why I think ROG's games are going to be interesting. They always go for that isolated island. Oh!
Wow, this zone.
Yeah, Weekendy is not there.
Hi.
Hi,
What are
Weekendy.
you doing in Miramar?
Yeah.
Well, then this zone is... Alright, so for the first time, Miramar has water.
Yeah, and see, those two islands that you were talking about the other day, they are going to be in there as well.
I want someone to go there, if anything. Like, just go there, just sit there.
I mean, it's so rare that we see people on the Los Higos island as well.
I have seen a final game on that island.
Oh, wow.
And the players, they could not go there, and like the island was trying to shift there, and there were like 3 players on that island, and the game just ended out with those players just sitting out there with 0 kills.
Oh,
Pacifist title achieved, if anything. But then Pablo, yeah, there is a title pacifist.
But that is pretty hard actually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is one thing. But then, see, this is the fun of classic match. Like it gives you various challenges to just achieve. Some of them are hard, some of them are easy, some of them you can go for it, and then like all those things. This is why I actually love PUBG Mobile. To be honest, that's my kind of thing. Bablu. Okay, on this area, they are fairly close to Envy. Like, not really close, but then 2 blocks away is where Envy is from them right now. Ghost entire in one area, Pikachu and Danny. Alright, so Danny is back. So this is one thing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Miramar should be Zameen's map.
Hey, you switch things around, does not work out, you switch things around again. Just try to surprise everyone. What is the actual lineup? Who's going to play? Is it going to be Danny? Is it going to be Zameen? Is Pikachu going to be taken out in one game? Just the mind games coming in from the side of Bablu. And I think the last day is pretty good for experimentation.
Yeah, and this is the team that actually needs to step their game right now, because Gaming Hub, they need to be on their toes right now, because if anything, I want to see where and how far can this game, this team just goes, because they want to be looking really good for the fights. And Gaming Up, they are on the 17th, if not on the 18th position, and they need to be out in the top 16. And look at this, HR Hellraisers have been caught off guard as RNG's Hamza has taken down the first player out in this one. The first blood has been drawn, but so far not the 4 crates. The crates are still out there in the equation if we want to go for it. Snake just looting his areas right now, looting the compounds that he can find out in this one. Has an AKM, has an Uzi. Obviously, AKM can go for the mid-range fights as well. Uzi for the extremely close range to the closer range fights as he has. And one player from HR has bitten the dust right now. 3 players will still be surviving. 54 players alive, 14 teams out there, ladies and gentlemen. And the area of Picaro is being taken up by TUF right now.
Yeah, Picaro is going to be in control of TUS, but most of the teams. So RNG have decided to go towards Torre Amuda. On the other side, Hellraisers also have gone for the wider split from the map, heading towards Campo Militar. On the other side, Envy and Bablu, two of the biggest names right now, and the two teams that we were talking about, the two teams that we saw in the head-to-head, the team sitting on the number 1 position, Envy, the team sitting on number 3 right now, Bablu, they are in Los Leones.
Yeah, they are out in that area, and obviously, just like you're saying, so fights just might happen out in that one. And the thing is, a big name just might get eliminated. I mean, that might happen because Bablu is moving in. They are charging in from one area to the other area, from one building to the other building, just trying to spot the players that they can, just trying to take the information as much as they can have for themselves. Bablu goes, as you can see, Bablu's all players, each and every one. So 5 minutes into the game, ladies and gentlemen, and so far, no big fight has happened, no big squad wipe has happened, but still the players will be ready for that one moment that where they just find someone and they just I don't know, go for the fights, and it just ends out in an instant or something. As you can see, FTF. So FTF is also a really good team, but so far it's not like the fights. They are also not taking the fights that they need to take or something out there.
Yeah.
So the good fights and bad fights, the thing that we talk about. And look at this, Pyoto Parasio area. This is a really good area. And Nexus is going to be out there. Taha, Wolf, Hunk, and Zulker. 4 players just sitting out in this one right now. We'll have to see if they go with their fights or not. But so far, all right, the fights from FTF side are happening against 247. If FTF eliminates a big name such as 247, that can actually mean a lot good things for FTF side, because see, they'll be eliminating a team that has dominated quite a while. Like 247's Punjabi is an incredible person when he goes with the gun power and firepower for themselves. So we'll see what happens out in this one.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what is going to happen out on this one, but I think that is going to be unlikely, as 247 Gaming, they have the man advantage on their side. And Basim, he was running out in the open. He has already taken quite a lot of damage. The only thing that can work out in the favor of FTF, it's going to be the fact that they have the cover for themselves. But how much can you make with that? How much can you turn that in your own favor? But Moth, he has spotted out the player that was out in the open. It is going to be Lala on the back lines. But can you convert that information to your advantage? Can you make something happen, as Moth is going to charge in, and Basine, he did not spot him. So he's going to be taken down in an instant.
As of now, the players were taken down easy, in an easier way. So right now, 247, they'll have to see what happens. As FTF, obviously, you see Charlie is trying to go for it, goes for 1, goes for 2, goes for 2, easy. And now needs to pop up a first hit, obviously, and the first hit is going to be coming in really soon. Moth and Gaming just moving in forward. Charlie, can Charlie pop up a first hit? Will it be Gaming's game? As Moth is moving in from one direction, Charlie spots him. Charlie has spotted the player, takes one more down, has no first hits. Can they take up the fight? UMP crouched down and will be taken down out in this one, as 247 Gaming just joins the party with that Uzi. Otherwise, FTF had already taken them out.
I thought his teammate was going to provide at least some sort of support for them, but nothing. And a fight that could have been 247's Gaming last is going to be their first victory. In fact, as they get 2 kills for themselves and are going to have a good start, a good momentum heading into the future stages of this game. But this is still the first blue zone that's going to come in. And even though they are on the outer edge of the circle, even if they get caught out, it's not going to do much. But on the other side, there are going to be teams that are caught out in the blue zone. One of them is going to be LOU eSports. Another one, it's going to be Hellraisers, who still have 2 players in Campo Militar and are going to be rotating out at any given moment. RNG Venom is going to be in the blue zone along with RNG Aladdin, but the players have gone for a split for themselves, so it's going to be quite tricky. And as I was saying, a couple of players from the side of RNG, they will be meeting the squad of 247 in a matter of seconds.
In just a while, if anything, out there the fights might just start slowly and steadily. And Bablu, obviously out in this area of Los Leones, from where they started their games, they have a Marauder right in front of them. Obviously would like to take the Marauder for themselves. Airdrop number 1 has the damn 4-9, the suppressor sniper, obviously, and the circle is coming in. The circle is closing in, and Nexus, I think they are going to be having their hands full, as Zulker has made a U-turn, and after this, another U-turn can just actually show them the way to the MP49. The level 3 stuff, obviously the level 3 backpack, 100 bullets for the guy, and if you're using a sniper, you'll be having a suppressor as well. 247, now this is one fight that they'll be taking. Obviously not a lot, but still they are a bit outside the circle. And now they just make their way inside the circle right now. All the players surviving, each and every one just out here. Will this be the moment that changes the game? Because imagine, they were on the verge of extinction once.
Yeah.
And imagine if they win the game. Like for 247 at one moment when it was what like a 3 place almost dying out, and gaming was the lone survivor. And imagine if they win the game in the final stages.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty impressive for the guys, but the way the first fight went, that was quite unfortunate for their side. And we still have to see, can they convert one small victory up against a 3-man squad into a chicken dinner for themselves. But once again, over in Los Leones, Bablu, they have taken control of a compound. Tyrant has been separated from his team form a little bit as he goes in for the vehicle. And LOU Ghost is just going to go down with the fall damage.
Yeah, I mean, that thing also happens out. Obviously, Miramar, if you're trying to climb up a cliff or something, and, you know, if the pixel's just not there, that's just going to be a lot of damage out there. And you can see the circle now is on the Los Leones side, like Los Leones as its center. Let's see how the fights actually go out in this one.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the fights are going to go down as Gaming Hub. And now the teams are going to rotate towards that Los Leones city. On the other side, this is actually going to be quite tricky as well as Los Leones. It is sort of like the Pochinki-esque situation in the game, wherein it's a huge compound, but that is just going to mean that the fights are going to be really tricky.
Look at this. The players, they know their rotations, they know their roles right now, and they know which gun to be given to whom, as Mini 14 got exchanged out there for M16. So both the guns can actually, you know, do a good amount of damage, but it's like the players that play with the guns out there. That's one thing that just happened. PlayZone takes down FTF Lala, and FTFxEsports mark their exit in this one. And I think NV just might be in danger, as Bablu Pikachu has spotted Team NV out in this one. They know the location. They know each and every area where their opponents just might be sitting. But will it be their fight? Will they be ready to take the fight? I think they will be, as with that 8 times scope, the zoom in that just happened, it showed Moise perfectly. Now it was just it's just a matter of time that they can, you know, just take the players out or not, because they have a house for themselves. They have all the windows for themselves. But then, do they have the firepower? Because look at that. Moise is out in the open. Moise now he goes into safety. But now once again he's in the open. Now shots can be connected. One shot connected. Second shot, and now this is gonna be the end of first player. And now NV knows which team landed with them. That is gonna be Team Bablu with 1 kill.
Yeah, Bablu is going to start the day with wiping out NV's Moise, start the game of Miramar for themselves. And Psych on the other side is going to be called out in the open by the player from the side of TUF, as Terminator is going to dish out the damage with the M4, and the finish is going to come in as well. So NV, they were in a really good situation, but that situation has turned a complete 180, and they have lost 2 players in just a matter of a minute. On the other side, the second airdrop is going to come in with the AUG, the extended quick draw mag for the AR, the military vest, helmet, and the backpack.
As of now. So the thing is, the first airdrop had the M249, the second one has the AUG. A pretty good scenario. Like one is that 100-bullet demon, obviously, and the second one, if you want to go for the long-range sprays, you can just go for it. But on the other hand, PES, I think they're taking a fight against 247 as Wolverine drops on 247 Punjabi. This can make their things 100 times easier, as now they just need to rush in and charge in, as Wolverine and Vegeta are going to be moving in from one direction to the other, going on that uphill area, as Gaming is going to be out there reviving Punjabi if that happens out there. But I think for the time being, as the revive was being given, I think PES has had a really good rotation. As you can see, Insane is out in this area, and Insane, Punjabi goes down once again, did not get in time, and Gaming as well. So it is just going to leave 247 on 2 players. Moth is going to be out there, and a grenade is being cooked up. The grenade of death can be out there, but the grenade just leaves a mark as the player was taken down. Wolverine needs a revive, but Insane is moving in forward. What's going to happen out there? They're taking the DVP. They're trying to spot the players. AKM in the hands, and one player moves in. One player charges in. No time to revive, as one more player bites the dust. It's going to be the final player. Look at this. Final player charges in. 247 in a bad situation with one player on 10 HP, still barely surviving, and spoke too soon. 247 Gaming, thanks for joining the game.
He was jumping out the window in the direction that the shots were coming from.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's normally known as mistake.
Oh man, that was so unfortunate for those guys. But on the other side, a couple of seconds ago, they got so lucky.
Yeah, they exactly.
PS, had he peeked a couple of inches more inside the room, he would have spotted that the revive was coming in and he would have gotten the free kill. But that sort of a couple of inches just delayed the inevitable by like what, 20 seconds?
Yeah, but then it just happened after that as well.
Yeah.
So there was that thing. But then moving on to the other fights. All right, so let's talk about this. LOU, Abood is the lone survivor now. They are on the verge of losing 3 players, as Phobia is also on the verge of revives, but no revive will be given to him. They have lost all the other players for themselves. S2E moving in forward, they lost 1 player. That's going to be GamerX lost out there, but Failure is going to be out there. Old Boy is going to be out there. Dread is going to be out there. So Dread was the player that in the game of Sanhok actually took their team from 14th position to 7th position by surviving in the water areas. But when Miramar is, there are going to be no water lands. So that just means that the players will have to be on their toes for the fights, and if anything just happens, then they will be responsible for all the fights. RNG's Fahad is going to be out here. PES Khan has been spotted. PES Khan on low health right now will try to heal himself, and maybe, just maybe, will try to move in and take all the fights that will be given to them.
Yeah, the fight is going to go in their side, but what is RNG going to do in this one, as they've spotted out the players from the side of Portal eSports coming in those vehicles. But on the other side, R3D Walker is going to drop down the players from the side of Nexus as they were coming in from the blue zone. So the damage from the blue zone combined in with the damage from the bullets being shot by the players from the side of R3D. Oh, Anubis is going to be caught out in the open as he went in the balcony to go for the finish, but the shots were fired in on him, and Anubis was dropped down to 50% health. Nexus Hunk is going to be killed off by HR Snaker as the kill is just going to be stolen. But Zeo, with that Car 98, is going to get a knock on one of the players from the side of TUF, and it was Edgar who was taken down.
As of now, Edgar was needs it's about time. Obviously the revive should be coming in, but for that the smokes and all should be out there. HR Hellraisers might be in a bit of trouble as Thor is moving in forward. What's gonna happen? I think the better choice will be revival if that happens. NVFSO comes in and seals the kills easy for themselves. Yes, it's in, is gonna be out there. Look at this, the one more player can just bite the dust, but for now will be having a mini rich cover for himself as TF Thor still has his eyes out there. Will be giving the kill. Yes, he does, as the players are gonna be taking them down. And Adnan, NVFSO, the kill can be stolen out there, but NVFSO finishes what he started. Team Hellraisers mark their exit on the 11th in an unfortunate event as RNG also went down the 12th. So 10 teams remaining, 31 players alive, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see which team comes out on top in this one.
Yeah, we have to see which is definitely going to come out on top, as Wolverine, he was taken down, but I think the heal is going to come in, and yes, there it is, and now he's going to rotate in with his team, but they have to be careful because this warehouse is going to be quite open. The players from the side of Bablu will be able to spot them out. Also, it's right on the edge of the circle, so if in the next one, as the blue zone is going to make contact with the play zone, they will be forced to move, and they have to think about the next rotation as well. Once again, open compounds will lead to the teams having more difficult rotation, but on the other side, for now, the circle does have enough of these buildings and enough of these structures that the teams can sort of hide around, but most of the cluster of the teams have decided to stay on the southern side.
Yeah, I mean the area that's just going to be out there for the teams to stay in, because the zone is kind of just moving into the directions and all. And LOU eSports and Nexus team, they are going to be like with single player for them. So as you can see, this is the circle, ladies and gentlemen, on the minimap, and the players, those who are actually going to be prioritizing the circular rotations are going to be the ones that are going to be in a good spot, if anything. On the other hand, all the other teams, all the other players, all the other warriors, if you will. Look at this drone shot. Look at how many teams, look at how many players are there in that cluster right now. TUF on one side, Gaming Up on the other side, R3D on the other side, Nexus obviously is going to be out there as well. So this mini area actually is supporting 4 teams, give or take. If you're just just trying to spot the players. SKS on TUF Venom, can they just maximize the utilization with that? SKS is going to be on the question, as they are trying to spot the players and they are trying to shoot the players, but obviously where they are shooting, the players are not exactly there, but just kind of close to that direction.
Yeah, they are going to be close to that direction, but still, it is going to be 10 teams in this game, 31 people still alive. And TUF Thor, why are you looking at the floor? The players from the side of Envy are going to be right in front of you, and he does look in their direction now. Apso and Light. Apso is taking damage from the other direction, but Apso is going to take down Edgar instead. In the meanwhile, LOU eSports, they are going to take an exit as the player was taken down by the blue zone. On the other side, TUF, they spot out the players from the side of R3D, as well as the team is going to look to close their distance and move in towards the play zone now, which has shifted out in the open. And ROG is the only team in there, as Gaming Hub also makes their way inside the play zone, but can they survive? That is going to be the question.
That's obviously a big question, if anything, out in this one. We'll have to see what happens out in that one. Look at this R3D's Joker moving in forward. R3D Ezio is going to be using a vehicle to move in from one direction to the other. Obviously, the fifth circle is 14 more seconds. Team Envy is outside the circle for now, and they need to stay out in the area of the circle if they want to, just continue the fights and continue to go for the rotations. As right now, they are outside the circle, and if they don't, provide their adequate time, they will stay outside the circle as the circle is coming in. The circle is moving in. Fifth circle has started there, is on its toes, and look at this Bablu. They have spotted a team that's going to be ROG. Alright, so the team that was responsible for their demise in the previous game is gonna be out there. TF Terminator, one grenade to rule them all, and nope, not today. Not in this game. Obviously, the grenade just goes on the other direction, and now one more grenade, but this grenade is also not going to do much of damage, as the players are going to be moving to safety. So Gaming Up, they need to step up big this time, and I think they know it right now.
Yeah, Gaming Hub are trying to be a little passive, are trying to make sure that they at least get the points for position for themselves. But on the other side, a team that has been on fire so far, it's going to be the squad of Portal eSports. They have gotten a lot of kills for themselves, but they need to survive so that the points for the kills can be added to the points for placement as well. But one of the players was taken down as Khan was knocked out of this game. But Tyron, inside the dumpster right now, is going to spot out another team. And Danny is going to get a knock on a player from the side of RNG. And Nightmare was the man that was taken down, and they are trying to take this fight against a team that was already in the center of the circle that was there. And now the players have been spotted. The car was there as well, and if the car can be blown up, that is going to dish out the damage to the players that are in there. But if they step back, then it's just going to create a cover. But the dock is going to be dropped down by the Ghost and his Mini 14.
Yeah, and the thing is that the sprays, just look at this, the sprays were coming in, and Bablu versus ROG happened in the previous game, and that game Bablu lost, and they were totally eliminated. This time it's a perfect scenario right now that they can, just even the odds out there if they want to go for the scenarios out there. H2 once again, just trying to spot the players if they can. H2's failure is surviving, and they have lost one player, obviously Gamerek, that they lost in the initial stages of their landing, and after that it's still 3 players surviving out there for the teams and for the players. And look at this, the circle has shifted to the central side of the road that is crossing from both the directions. It's still on the central side, it's still just out there. Another thing is 50 more seconds, like 40 seconds to be precise, and after that, the circle's rotation is going to be once again happen, and that will be the 6th circle that's going to be just moving in from one direction to the other. And as of now, 8 teams are still alive, and we have to still trying to spot the players, trying to take the players out. They have TUF right in front of their nose right now, but can they or cannot just take the fights, because they have to get inside the circle. Circle movement is going to be a crucial one right now. 8 teams surviving, 28 players still alive out in this one, but which final teams will be making it to the final circle? That's going to be one of the questions. As players go down, Venom has been taken down by Envy Light in this engagement right now.
Yeah, Envy, they are trying to step up, even with 2 players being taken down a couple of minutes ago. But Abso and Light, can you take the situation and turn this around? Can you get this chicken dinner for your team, for the teammates that were taken down a couple of minutes ago? But on the other side, Light still charging in. But the players from the side of Gaming Hub, they are on the downward slope. TUF, they are trying to get a flag for themselves. But Bablu, they have spotted out the players from the side of ROG. The nade from Titanium is gonna get Pikachu, and the damage was there as well. Light, he's so low. He charges and he's gonna be taken down by Terminator. A close range rush, not gonna be converted for their side. Diane is gonna get a knock on Nightmare once again. So a lot of fights with a lot of big names, and Danny's gonna be taken down by Titanium. The man goes in, and Bablu, they're gonna be in trouble as NV App saw the player Thor was charging in his direction, and he was dropped down low. PS is going to drop down Ghost, and Bablu with just 3 players being taken down. 1 man surviving. How long can they stay alive? In the meanwhile, R3D Esports are going to take an exit down to 7 teams. 23 players in there. H2E, they are going to be in a really good situation, but Gaming Up are going to stop the push coming in from the side of TUF, and Gaming Up are going to go on a tear as H2E is going to go down and TUF is going to be taken out as well.
Bablu Ghost using that first aid right now, wants to charge in, wants to give a revive to Pikachu as well, who is out there bleeding out slowly and steadily. Pikachu goes down as PS Insane marks and joins this fight right now. Tyrant is going to be out there, and Bablu, the team that was doing really good, is in a bit of trouble right now, and they are using painkillers as of now. We'll have to see what happens out in this one. Bablu Ghost still out there with the smoke in his hands, in his area right now. TF Venom goes down, and 1 grenade from Gaming Up's Knight can just take them down. Bablu Danny has been taken out as well, so that just leaves Bablu with 2 players out there. 7 teams remaining, 20 players alive. What's going to be happening? What is going to happen out here is going to be one of the questions. As player, look at this, incredible. They switched from Uzi to M4. They just ditched the Uzi out in this one. They know that the AR guns are going to be much more efficient for the sprays as well, because they'll be using some of the scopes on themselves. Gaming Up's Merge out here. He has spotted one of the players, but Emerge will be going down right now. Tyrant moving in. Titanium so close to him. Tyrant will be taken down out in this fight. That means Bablu will be left with just 1 player. 7 teams out there. Make it 6 as TUF actually marks the exit.
Yeah, TUF is going to be taken down, and NVAPSA is also going to be the only man left standing for his side. And can Bablu Ghost once again? We saw him clutch it out. The Doc is going to charge in on the lad, but is Ghost going to decide to fight as the utility is going to be thrown by ROG's teammates? And the Doc, he hasn't poured out Bablu Ghost. He's hiding in the containers, in the 3 containers stacked right behind the Doc, and he can actually get that 1 free kill for himself. But both the players are going to be looking in the opposite direction. Ghost, you need to watch your back, mate. I think he has heard the noise, and as the player is going to come in, Titanium is going to be taken down. The finish is going to come in. The reload needs to come in right on time, and it is going to happen as the other players are going to go in. The Doc is going to be spotted up, but can he get the finish as well? Yes, the knock is going to come in. Another reload and another fight is going to head his way. Ghost is trying his best, but 1 versus 4, not going to be able to turn it into a victory as he only gets 1 extra kill for himself and 2 knocks.
Almost did a 1 versus 3, if anything. That was more than impressive from this guy, to be honest. But now we are down to 4 teams, ladies and gentlemen. 12 players alive out in this one. Gaming Hub with 1 player. Rogue Nation with 2. H2E with 2. And Portal Esports with 3 players surviving. What's going to happen out in this one? It's Gaming Hub. As you can see, the players have been spotted out in that one. H2E is going to go out in there. They have their players. They have the numbers advantage right now. Rogue Nation, one of their players marked the exit out in this one. 11 players still out in this equation. PS Khan, 1 grenade. 1 grenade can go and do the damage out in that one. Knight goes down by H3 Old Boy, and yes, exactly, Khan's grenade secures a kill as Gaming Hub actually marks the exit. So 3 teams alive out in this one. Portal Esports, H2E, Rogue Nation. Which team is going to come up in the game of Miramar as the players got spotted, but H2E fails to actually mark that spray for himself.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty incredible, but is Vegeta going to be able to take this fight for his team as the forecast predicts Portal Esports to get the win? Wolverine, his teammate was taking the shots, but he did not want it to end. H2E versus Portal Esports. Who is going to come out on top as this is going to be a 4 versus 3 situation? They are right in the centers, and the Ridge is going to be all the cover that they have for now. Vegeta, the boost is coming in, the M4 is going to be there, but no one is peeking over the Ridge, as the first one to peek is going to be the first one to go down, and you do not want to give away the information in these situations.
Exactly. But look at this. The final circle is going to be coming out there in less than 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. PES versus H2E. PES has a numbers advantage. They have the zone advantage. H2E has to get to that area as well, because after this, no one is going to be out there. Look at Khan. Just moving in from one direction to the other direction. He spots 1 player, but he gets spotted as well out in that one as Red is on low health right now. H2E, the team that had a 7 spot finish in the previous game, they can turn everything for themselves right now. It was a 3 versus 3 fight right now, as the revive cannot come in. The revive will not be happening out in this one. H3 Red still out there, wants to pop up a first aid, does not have a first aid. Does he have a throwable? Because if he can just pop a throwable out there with a grenade or something, I think they can make up an opening that PES can just go down out in that one. H3's players, they are going for the smokes, they are going for the grenades, they are going for everything that they have right now. As you can see, the smoke grenade has been popped up. Failure can make the proper utilization. 4 4 versus 3 scenario. Vegeta is out there, Wolverine is out there, Insane is out there, Khan has been revived right now, and the circle is closing in slowly and steadily, because after the circle goes in, it's going to be the heal battle zone. 10 more seconds for that. And after that, the teams will be ready for each and every fight. Because after that, you'll have to meet either your crates or your chicken dinner. There are going to be 2 possibilities out in that one. What's going to happen? 10 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. The final circle is going to commence slowly and steadily. What's going to happen? Red goes down. The opening that PES needed. I think they just got it. And Vegeta wants to move in. Groza comes in really, really handy by Wolverine's side. And what's going to happen out in this one is going to be one of the questions. As Khan has 6 kills. Can they make it more? Khan goes down out in this one. One more player, and PES actually wins this one. The Miramar is their area, and you don't mess with them.
Yeah, it is 16 kills that they have for themselves as well. So that is just going to be a huge boost in the number of points that they had already in the overall standings. But what about the other teams? What about teams like Gaming Hub, who actually had a good performance in this one? What about teams like Envy, who are just going to look to stay on the first position for themselves?
I want to see where actually Gaming Hub goes with this one, because they had 4th position for themselves. And where is it going to keep them? But then let's just have a look at the MVP before we start crunching all the numbers, because if anything, I think it's going to be PES Khan. And yes, 462 damage, 6 kills from this guy, 27 minutes and 14 seconds of survival time, and almost like 9.5 kilometers of distance covered from this guy. So this was a really, really good scenario out by this person. Obviously, just making out all the kills for him, for his team and himself, obviously. So the team performed incredibly well with 16 total kills, and out of that, this guy has had like what, 40% of the contribution, which seems really, really good.
Yeah, it was a good performance coming in from the entire squad. I mean, I remember watching the team sheet in the half game mark, and they already had 8 kills by then for themselves during the mid-game stages, and that means they were being aggressive from the get-go, getting those early finishes and getting those early points from themselves. But none of that would have mattered had they not gotten chicken dinner, because getting those extra 6 points from second to the first position, that actually makes a lot of difference. But on the other side, let's also have a look at the top 5 players as well and see who all are going to be in there. As Portal Esports Khan is going to be on the first with 6 kills, Wolverine on the second with 4. Absol, once again, the man is going to be in the top performers on the 3rd position with 4 kills. Portal Esports Insane is going to be on the 4th with 4 kills, and H2E Old Boy on the 5th with 4 kills.
So these are the 5 players out in today's game of Miramar as the players that outshined, and from 1 player to 6 kills, each and everyone had 4 kills. So that means they were actually, bringing up the kill count for their team for overall things and out there. And obviously, players of PES were out in the equation in the top 5. So that was just more than impressive or something. But then we'll be looking at the game-wise standings as well as for this Miramar's map and see where the teams were. Obviously, because Portal Esports had that 16 kill mark for themselves, and that actually makes their spot first in this one. H2E on the 2nd, Gaming Up on the 3rd, Rogue Nation, they had less amount of kills, so they were dropped down to the 4th position. Envy on the 5th, Bablu on the 6th, TUF on the 7th, and R3D Esports was out there on the 8th position for now, for in this game as of now. So Gaming Up, they came out on the 3rd position, the top 3. But then moving on, we have to see from 9 to 14, HR was out there, RNG was out there, 247 Gaming, Nexus Team, LOU Esports as well, and FTFxEsports was out there. So for Nexus, LOU, and FTF, this was a no-kill game for them. So this was like they never wanted a passive game, but they kind of got it in this one.
Yeah, they do not want a passive game like always, but this time, as you said, it wasn't theirs. They weren't able to control the things for themselves. But moving on, once again, how is the points earned in this game? How are they going to affect standings for some crucial teams in the overall? Because let's just have a look at those, because we still want to see, is Gaming Hub going to have enough points to stand in the top 16? But once again, starting with the top 8, Portal Esports is going to change things around, as Bablu is going to be 4th now. Portal Esports climb up to the 3rd. Fyme is going to be dropped down to the 5th. And HFD on the 6th. NortheSports on the 7th. LOU Esports on the 8th. So apart from Portal, Bablu and Fyme sort of swapping places, nothing else is going to change. Moving on to the next set of standings. Gaming Hub make it on the 16th position, just barely being there. Team HR is going to be there as well. And 247,
But one thing, if you just look at this, freestyle, they have had 12 games. They
Yeah.
are not playing today's games.
Yeah.
And still they are out in the top 16. And
they
are,
had enough points for
yeah,
themselves.
they had enough points. So that's like one thing that is kind of good for them, and that they can have their sigh of relief, if you want to call it like that. And then moving on, like Gaming Hub is on 1-1-1,
Yeah.
and R3D. All right, so this is the thing. If R3D has a good final game, they can, Gaming Hub can say bye-bye to top 16. If Gaming Hub has a better game, then that can just happen out there.
R3D, Rogue Nation, either of these two teams, if they have a good last game, they can actually kick out Gaming Hub. On the other side, even RNG is not far away. 91 points for them. If they have a chicken dinner performance, they can actually try and push in towards the top 16. So that is going to be crucial. But on the other side, if Gaming Hub actually move up, then it's going to move the team that's on the 15th position in trouble. So it is going to be a switcheroo that's going to be happening in the last game. But before that, we still have to see what is going to happen in the last one. Like, how are the teams planning to play that one? How are they planning to switch things around? Because the last time we saw this happen, wherein a team was barely on the verge of qualifying, they just went full on passive. They do not fight in the early warm stages as well. So it's one of the teams that is standing either on the 17th or below the 17th position. Are they going to go passive? Gaming Hub should actually do that, but with all that is speculation. Whatever is going to happen in the last game of Erangel, which is going to happen after a short break. So we'll be right back. You guys stay tuned and keep watching. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Pakistan Region Semi-Finals. Last day of the semi-finals, and this is going to be the last game of the semi-finals as well. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. Joining me on the desk, it's going to be Ocean Sharma. And as I said, this is going to be the last Erangel of the semi-finals. And if now the teams fail to qualify, if they fail to solidify their place in the top 16, they won't be making it into the finals, from where one team will get a chance to play in the World League.
Out here, this is the scenario where for top 16, every single Uzi shot counts, every single Kar 98 knock counts, every single M249 shot counts, every single reload counts, every single first aid counts, every single bandage counts, every single pixel counts that you see on your opponent, and every shot that you miss out here is gonna be the reason that you might not be in that top 16, but every shot that you take just might be the reason that you have that one kill point that can be the reason of you sitting out there in the top 16. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the final day's final match to finalize your position in the finals. That was good.
Yeah, that was a lot of finals. That is because this is the final game of the final day of semi-finals. And starting from the 7th and on the 8th as well, it's going to be the finals.
Yeah, it's going to be the finals out there. And me and this guy. Put it there. No, this. Oh, right. Oh. But then what was this like? All right. So me and this guy, we have had an incredible journey so far, and obviously we'll be much more excited for the final game that's going to happen right now, right? Which will be right in front of the screen, because for the final time for the semi-finals, we'll be watching from where the playing path will be going, and let's just discuss about it as it will be on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. The final game for the semi-finals, and the playing path starts from Milta, goes to the hospital Gatka area. So this is a centralized playing path out here. You can go to the upward direction, you go to the downward direction. It all depends on where you want to be. And guys, just play it your way. All the best to all the teams. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, you need to play the game at your own pace. But one thing that we were talking about, that might actually just happen. What we were talking about, what we usually talk about during these final moments of the semi-finals, is going to be the teams are going to look to contest the teams right on the edge of survival, right on the edge of making it into the semi-finals. So teams like Gaming Up, they can be contested right now, but they are going for the standard drop on Milta, and no one is dropping this, so I think they are going to be pretty much safe. And we once again heading towards the Nova Repnoy area. That is their home ground. But on the other side, so standard playstyle is coming in from everyone, and this can also be one of the standards games as well. But 247 once again taking the exit towards the ferry pier. We know that Hellraisers are going to be going towards the Georgia Pole containers, but on the other side, is any other team going to look to contest them? As Portal eSports, they have exited the plane. In fact, they are heading towards the military base island again, once just like the first game of Erangel. And RNG and TUF. Okay, this is interesting. RNG and TUF heading towards the Georgia Pole city.
And the circle. All right, so this is something out with the circle, right, in this one. So the circle has military base, but then is there a possibility that the circle will actually go to that area? That's going to be one of the things. And 247 and PS also going together. Envy is going to go to their own drop location. Obviously, the team has nothing to lose. The team has everything to go all in. And Gaming Hub will have to have our eyes on this team as where this team will be after the game just ends. LOU, the players of LOU have that farm Milta split for themselves right now. So Milta is quite empty today. All right, that's one thing. FTF is out there in the Rozhok area, R3D in the school apartments area, Bablu is on their drop. So each and every team kind of has their own drop locations for themselves. We'll have to see what happens if the fights just keep on happening.
Yeah, if the fights keep on happening, we'll have to see what is going to happen in the future of this game, as a huge cluster of the teams have formed towards the Georgia Pole sort of a situation. There are two teams present inside of Rozhok right now. ROG, they have gone to the northern side of prison. That's going to be the mansion area. And Yas Napoleon and Nexus have control of that area for themselves. But on the other side, Portal eSports, a split coming in from their direction, as in the players have gone towards the military base, but one guy, Wolverine, has been left quite close to the military base area. And Envy, they are on the Nova Repnoy containers right now, but the rotation in towards the circle is not going to be that hard for them, as they just have to move a couple of meters inside. on the other side, once again, one of the most aggressive places in this game is going to be the Georgia Pole, the city and the containers right now, because a lot of teams, a lot of players are going to be present over there.
Exactly, and Bablu going on their own drop location, the northern side of Georgia Pole. That's their comfort zone, and they want to start the final game with their comfort zone. Obviously, the team has started their days with the winning of the games. They want to end their days with the winning of the game, so they want no pressure right now. They are sitting in the top 3 scenario. Obviously, for now, it's going to be a good thing because top 16 teams will be heading for the finals. But after that, the scenario just might end, because after that, the scenarios is going to be happening out there. That after that, for the World League, only one spot will be available out in that one. RNG's Aladdin, as you can see, RNG, Venom, Hamzo, and Fahad are going to be out there. They are fairly close to TUF. TUF is going to be out there, TUF, Venom, and all those things. So we'll have to see what happens in the fights, because Venom is just sitting out there. He might be having a cover fire available from his team, but for now, we don't see the teammates out in that area. Bablu Tyrant once again just looting in all the areas, has a shotgun for now, has Uzi for now. We'll have to see, like, he obviously would like to change the shotgun with some other gun if he just finds it already.
Yeah, he is definitely going to change the shotgun. But on the other side, we have to see. Because, yeah, you just pick up whatever you can find in the early game stages and you wait for the moment where you can find a better gun, an SMG or an assault rifle.
Exactly. And R3D is also out here on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. From the school apartment split, they are out in the apartments area right now. Ezio, Walker, Anubis, and Joker. So these players out here in this area. R3D has had a decent to good games. If anything, some of the games were really, really good, but then some were really decent. It all just matters on the mentality of how you wanted to play the games, and if you had your drop locations changed, and obviously different maps come up with different strategies and all. Envy was out there on the screens for a while. They were out there in Novorupna area. ROG the dog just moving in from one area to the other area. Obviously the players are going to be prioritizing the circles rotations if they just find out a good area, as ROG is trying to go for it. They started from Kameshki-ish area, the Yasnaya location as well. They had the split drop, and now they are moving in right beneath the areas of R3D, and right in between R3D and LOU is where they are moving in right now. H2E was out there in the Pochinki, and 247 was on their drop of the military base bridge, where they actually always go for the loots. And next is Zilker. This is the first person to go down right now, but then because he just slipped off a cliff, that just rhymes for a reason. I should be a poet, I don't know.
Yeah. But
let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. And that never happened right now. That conversation never, those words never were spoken by Ocean right now.
Yeah, exactly. But then look at this. Look at this. TF Thor was in a bad spot out here, but still manages to go to a safer location. RNG Fahad still going to be sitting out in this area. Will be reloading the Scar L, and after that, we'll be ready for another fight. If the fight just comes into his equation, has a level 1 helmet, has level 2 vest for himself, level 1 backpack as well. 2 first aids for this guy on himself as of now. We'll have to see what happens out in all the scenarios, all the areas, and all those things that are going to be out here. But 400 meters is the distance that they have to get inside the circle, and for now they'll have to go for the rotations. They'll have to prioritize the rotations and all, because for now, like, this is the first circle only. The damage won't be that much, but the fact is it's a chip damage that slowly and steadily just, you know, just keeps on increasing, and it just might bite them a lot in a while. And TUF Venom still sitting out there. RNG's players on one side, TUF on the other side. So we'll have to see what happens if the fights are going to be happening. And as you can see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, the circle is arriving, and with the arrival of the circle, the players will have to rotate in really, really soon.
Yeah, the players will have to rotate in, but on the other side, can they actually play according to the zone? Can they start engaging in these fights as the blue zone is going to come in? And we have seen Bablu always go for the late rotations. That can sort of be a disadvantage for them, since the circle is quite close towards the Georgia Pole area from where they usually rotate, and that can mean that teams can stop at ruins, teams can stop around the edge of the circle and try and gatekeep the teams like Bablu, who they know that they are always going to go on the northern city. So that they have to be careful about that. But on the other side, look at this. Most of the cluster of the teams have started to rotate towards the edge of the main island, the southern edge of the main island.
Exactly. You need to prioritize the locations and all the areas from where you can and you cannot go to. RNG on the screens once again. Hamzo Fahad just sitting out on that ridge area, going for the smokes right now. I think they are going to go for the US, because the US domination is going to be an important one out in this one, and they want to go. And yes, the smokes are being thrown on the US. So I think the call is to get that US as soon as they can and to move into a safer location because the circle is arriving. Not the first circle of death, but yes, exactly, still the circle of death. TeamvfxVenom has had quite a lot of damage on himself, but then the opponents RNG managed to get that US out here on time, and he'll be popping up a medkit. The circle's damage, not a lot, but the factor is they have done all the mental damage that was supposed to be happening out there. I think they are ready for the fight. TeamvfxVenom is out there, and the US is coming in, and look at this. RNG is just moving in forward. They needed one opening. They got one opening. They have the information, know where TeamvfxVenom is, and with a grenade being thrown up on the upward direction, this can just change everything. Hamzo is moving in forward. Scar in his hands. The first interaction can just happen out in this one as TV was being taken, and now they know the exact location where the players are. We'll have to see what happens in this fight as they open the door. They spot the player outside the circle, and the finish is going to arrive really, really soon.
Yeah, the Molotov was thrown by Terminator, and if it lands perfectly, it is going to be able to dish out so much damage. But on the other side, FT is going to be in trouble back as HR Adnan with that DP in his hand is going to drop down one of the players. Charlie was taken down, but Snaker from the side of Hellraisers is also quite low. But the heal is going to come in, and Hellraisers are once again going to be in full power, but not for long, as Zigzag is going to make sure that Snaker is going to be down on his knees again, and Adnan goes on fire, knocks down 3. The finishers can come in as well, and this man is going to be responsible for the entire wipeout of the side of FTF. He can spot out Basin and Robin. He hears him. The finish is going to come in from Trinda, and that is just going to mean that FTF is just going to be the first squad being eliminated. But outside the zone right now, TF Terminator drops one of the players from the side of RNG down, but Hamzo is going to come down, drop down from the roof, and the damage was there, but can it be enough as his teammate has been knocked down? Hamzo is so low, and Edgar is closing in. The health advantage is with Edgar, but Hamzo, he has the cover. He can use the edge of that blockade in there as a cover and use it for the TPP, but Edgar is just going to disengage and get away.
Obviously, Edgar does not want to take any chance right now. He will be the solo survivor out in this one. If he goes down, there are no revivals. The team will be eliminating from the server. We have 13 teams remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, 49 players surviving. Less than 50 is the count of the players right now in this area. The first airdrop has an AWM. The Arctic Warfare Magnum is going to be arriving in this airdrop right now, and this is going to be outside the circle if anything. So I don't know if the players are going to prioritize this as they are going to be going out in those areas. And LOU taking a fight against Nexus. Nexus Star goes down, plays takes on RNG Venom. Nexus Stars will be finished out there. Nexus Hunt and Nexus Wolf will be surviving alongside Zulkar, as well as Ghost has been taken down as well. Phobia is going to be sitting out in one area, and Hunk is going on a rotation right now. That rotation can be an important one as Phobia will be sorted out by that rotation, and Ghost will be finished. That's just going to make Phobia much more angry. He has the location, he knows where the opponent is coming from, and he takes one down. He will try to finish him, and yes, he does. But from the other side, he's been spotted as well. He does the damage, but Zulkar actually takes the advantage of the situation, and Phobia will be taken down. Now, a Molotov just might kick in to slowly take Phobia out of the equation, as he is fairly close to the Molotov, but not exactly in the proximity to get burnt out in that area for now. Yeah, so that is going to be like one of the things that's going to be happening out there. Zulkar and Wolf. Two players surviving, and their opponents are coming from outside the circle. Razor and a booth. They have a vehicle for themselves, but for how long can they just survive in this fight right now? This is the second circle, ladies and gentlemen. The second circle is going to do a lot of damage out in this one if it goes for it. KMD is going to be out in this area. As you can see, they are trying to spot the players once again, and the second circle has moving in, has its toes right now, and is moving in at its pace. And so that's going to change a lot of things. Gaming Up's KMD obviously is going to go and spot the players. So Gaming Up with all the 4 players surviving 800 meters is the distance that LOU and Nexus has to get inside the circle. LOU's Phobia. No time to revive him. Booth and Razor will have to just leave him out in that area and just move inside the circle.
Yeah, they will have to leave him out, but Phobia is going to be taken down by the play zone in a matter of seconds, and Booth tried to connect with the DP spray, but that is just not going to work out. But on the other hand, there's the second airdrop. It comes in with the M249, and the level 3 kit is also going to be available in there. But now, where is the next circle going to move as the blue zone closes in every single second? It is going to be on the military bridge. Alright, so for the second time, the military bridge is going to be the contact point for all these teams. But this time around, can they actually make this one happen?
All right, that's going to be something. As you can see, Envy's players are going to be out there on the military area. They can just spot the players out in that one. PES Vegeta, PS along with the squad out there just looking for the fight. HR Swimming takes on Nexus. So Nexus, it's like a difficult situation for the team. Like they took the fight from one end and they are being engaged from the other end as well, as HR Adnan just takes one player down once again. Nexus will be left out with less number of players, if anything. But there's one team, one player, that's going to be TUF, that is left all alone solo out in the fights. HR with all the 4 players surviving, they are having a good ridge for their advantage, good ridge for their covers, if anything. H2E's Dread is going to be taken down as Bablu joins the party. Bablu joins the fight. Bablu joins everything for themselves as Bablu wants to join the number of kill counts that they can increase right now. Bablu, all the players moving in forward. They are right in front of the squad of H2E. They want to eliminate the squad. GamerX is on low SB right now, and GamerX can be taken on as he has nothing to take the fight except for the Uzi out here, and he will be taken down out in a hint of seconds. 2 players have gone down. Look at this. Now they know that Bablu is right in front of them, as H2 he wants to move away from this fight because they are scared right now. They don't want a part of any fights out in this one. Old Boy and Failure. Maybe they are going for a rotation. Maybe they are going for another engagement. But there's the third circle, and if they don't prioritize the zone rotation right now, that is just going to lead them away and out of all the fights. They are going to be moving outside the circle, and Bablu will be really happy because they have 2 kills for their account right now. They'll be changing the guns and all the things that they'll be, having from the crates for themselves. Let's see what happens out in all the fights that are going to be just happening in a while right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what is going to be happening. But on the other side, 247, they are going to come in with contact with Portal Esports, and they are going to be in trouble as well. The players from the side of Gaming Hub, they have been spotted out by the players from squad number 16. So this house is definitely going to be in a lot of trouble for them. But they need to find interesting situation for themselves, as ROG is going to be there on the banks of Ferripier, and this area of Ferripier is going to be a really important compound, a really important position to control, as it has a lot of compounds, a lot of positions to rotate from, to rotate through, and can provide you with a lot of safety. But Portal Esports, they right now have to deal with 247.
They need to deal with 247 as of now, and PES, they can just come out really good with the fights right now, but 247 also trying to make their way, trying to make their area for the fights right now. TUF Edgar, so TUF, this is the lone survivor from the team TUF. How long can he survive? That will be one of the questions, as PES is also trying to spot the player out in that one. If a Car 98 hits, the Car 98 is going to do a lot of damage. Now they are smoking on the area because they want to reach out there. Ferripier's area is going to be a crucial one, as the circle is going to shift in a while right now. As you can see, the blue zone is coming in close. And look at the circle. This is a bridge circle, a total bridge circle, if anything. And the players will have to prioritize the bridge rotation as soon as they can. 4th circle is out here. The players are still outside the zone, still taking up all the fights that they can. Let's see what's going to happen out in this one.
And it is going to be that one compound right next to the bridge, that is going to be the highest priority for all these teams. R3D, they already have control of that location, so they are already going to be looking in just one direction, as most of the teams have not rotated towards the northern side. In the meanwhile, LOU Esports, they are going to take an exit. Portal Esports make their way into the circle, into the zone, but the 2 players are still in there, and Moth and Gaming, they are going to look to go in towards the circle as well, towards the next one. But Khan traveling in, he knows that Edgar is going to be hiding in that one shot, but the knock on Khan is going to come, and Nocta is going to be right behind him. Can he provide the support for his teammate as well, as Wolverine is also charging in? But you need to be careful. Edgar can wipe out the entire team if they're not careful enough. He has already taken down one of the lads out of it, and Bablu, Ghost, Envy is just going to blow him up in his car.
That just happened out there, and we'll have to see what happens. Bablu Tyrant, the vehicle was blown out here as well. Bablu Dani has been taken down. Envy Deadshot is going to be out there for the fights. Bablu Tyrant with that grenade. Can that grenade do the damage? That's going to be one of the important things. The Siren is low on health right now. What is going to happen? One more good grenade, and Bablu, this will be the end game for them, because this grenade is going to confirm the exit of Bablu out in this one. Look at this. One grenade goes down, and Bablu Tyrant goes on. Envy Psych, if he confirms his skill, the Grenadier title is going to be out there. Bablu Pikachu is going to be out there, and Bablu Dani gets a revive. The revive that he wanted out in this one is in their hands. Now they're going to be smoking out in this area, and obviously just going to be moving out away, but the vehicle is being blasted out by the players from Envy. So Envy versus Bablu, this is a fight. 247 Gaming marks their exit with 0 kills in this one, and now they are just randomly tapping on the vehicle area, because obviously, they just want to deal the damage to the vehicle, if not on the players. But Danny goes down. Now they have no time to revive because the circle is arriving. What are they going to prioritize? That is going to be a big question.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a big question as Bablu just needs to travel a couple of meters to be inside the circle. But Envy, they go for the charge and they know it was just one guy who was left standing, and Danny is just going to use the smoke, run inside the set for some cover. Pikachu goes in there as well. It's 3 players from the side of Envy who are charging in. Can they take this 2 versus 3 situation for themselves? Zapsa is going to take a lot of damage while he goes in for the peak. The blind fires from the smokes, they are somehow managed to connect with him, but they are going to get third party. Pikachu is going to be taken down. Danny is going to be finished off as well as Team Bablu take an exit on the 10th position, and Envy, once again, they were in the circle. 3 players got out. Now the situation is going to be they need to fall back in while they are going to be third partied by the other teams. In the meanwhile, Nexus is going to be in the blue zone, and we have to see how long can the players survive the damage coming in. It was Zulka from Nexus, and he's the last surviving man for his team, and if he gets taken down, then it is going to mean that Nexus is going to be the next team to be eliminated, and he needs to be careful as well because the direction that he is headed in, he has to deal with a lot of strong squad. But in the meantime, Portal Esports take an exit on the 9th.
Yeah, and Nexus team's player outside the circle, Zulker, obviously. So he just needs to move inside the circle, otherwise he'll be just doing heal battle in the 4th zone itself, which should not be the case. He's moving towards Envy's players. That is going to be a bad scenario out for that player out in that one. Gaming Hub really close to RNG. Can this be Gaming Hub's game? Because they actually need to stay in that area of top 16. They were out there in top 16. Well, look at the circle shift. Now the circle is properly on land. It has removed the bridge from its equation, if anything, and Gaming Hub, look at that. One grenade goes on it, and RNG's Fahad's grenade just takes down Emerge out in this one. One more grenade. They are trying to create that red zone, the pressurized red zone out here, the man-made red zone. The grenade red zone is going to come in, charge in out in this one. Look at this. One more player has been spotted out there by R3D as they know that HR is going to be coming in. Snaker has been spotted. The shots have been given. This might be just a mistake. Tranda has been shorted at, but Anubis gets much more of a damage out in this one. And Adil is on the lower edge of the house right now. KMD, Knight, and Emerge. Emerge gets a revive, but for how long, that's even the questions. Hamzo goes down in a matter of seconds. Gaming Hub is looking really strong. ROG comes in for the fight, comes in for the health of Gaming Hub, knowingly or unknowingly, but now Titanium, he actually switches his attention towards Gaming Hub player, and this is going to be a third party that can just result in a lot of fights. Emerge has spotted some of the players, but he is going to want to let them go right now, not taking any fights, but the players in water, I think he can just form the crates out there for the players of ROG. JD, who is in the water right now.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of water rotations being punished, and RNG, they are going to be in the perfect position to do that. Gaming Hub can do that as well, so it's just going to be a question of which team actually spots out the players from the side of RNG and and who is going to decide to engage in on them. In the meanwhile, Gaming Hub Emerge is going to drop Fahad from the side of RNG, and Hamzo is going to be dropped down by Emerge as well. Envy and Gaming Up, they are collapsing on the players of RNG one by one, and how long can the squad survive as the players are just going to be taken down? But Envy now turns their crosshairs on towards the players of Gaming Up instead, and Gaming Up, they're going to be in trouble. Just 2 people surviving. RNG, even they are just going to be taken out in an instant as those 2 squads did not give them an opportunity to fight. And Titanium, he's going to be in a tricky situation as he somehow needs to buy time for his teammates to make it towards the beach shore so that they can come in and provide him support for the next fight.
Exactly, but then is just look, Nexus Zulker was still surviving.
Yeah.
A lone survivor, a solo survivor, still out here trying to do the damage. Yes, he does a lot of damage, is outside the circle and will be taken off guard. I actually have a lot of Caster's Curse, if anything.
Yeah.
He just goes down. Nexus team gets exit on the 7th position, and we are down to 19 players. 6 teams surviving. Which team is going to come up on top right now? That is going to be one of the questions. GH Adil still surviving for his team right now. Solo survivors Emerge needs a revive right now. And the kill being stolen from NBFXOXY. The guy is doing wonders with that SKS.
Yeah, the guy is definitely pulling off a lot of wonders, but as you said, Emerge is going to be taken down from the side of Gaming Hub as well, as he was knocked out quite in the open and Adil was quite far away, so there was no opportunity for a revive. But I think Envy has has this one in the bag. As you can see, the forecast for the winner chicken dinner, HR Adnan. Oh, this can be such a perfect position as he can spot out all the players right underneath the bridge as they come in for the peaks. H2E Old Boy, H2E Failure. 2 players are going to be in there. And ROG, the players actually managed somehow to make their way towards the beach. Failure is going to be spotted out. He's just standing there out in the open, and the finish can happen. The VSS, the shots are going to be fired, and the knock is going to come in. Old Boy is going to be so much trouble, but if he is spotted out, that is, a Nightmare is going to run for cover behind that pillar, and he spots out Old Boy. In the process, the AK, the knock, the finish is going to come in, and H2E is going to take the exit on the 6th position.
5 teams winning, ladies and gentlemen, 15 players alive. Envy, HR, R3D, Rogue Nation, Gaming Up. These are the team names. Just mark the names because one team is going to go home with a chicken in this one. R3D enemies goes down. Easy is trying to spot the players. Deadshot is in a bad situation out there. Walker is going to be taking a TPP out in this area as Psych wants to move in forward. Psych wants to take the players on, but before that, he is going to want to give a revive to the players out there. Enemies is going to be out there. Walker is taking a TPP obviously on the upward edge, and R3D is going to be taking the fights on the other side as Envy Moise also goes down. So Envy might just be in a bad scenario, in a bad spot right now. In this house where R3D and Envy is, this is a proper area where the final circle can just become, it can just shift to that area. 6th circle, 23 seconds and 23 minutes and 40 seconds for the game to actually go in. Envy Psych wants to move in to give a revive to one of his teammates. That's going to be Deadshot out in this one. He switches the door off, and after this, obviously, the revive is going to kick in slowly and steadily. Snaker goes down as R3D is looking really good with all the fights in their hands.
Yeah, the fight is looking good, and the probability for them just keeps going up as the players are falling down left and right. But Hellraisers, even Snaker, the man who engages every single fight for them, he was knocked out a couple of seconds ago, but the position that they are in, it's going to be quite easy for the revive to come in. Once again, Envy, 3 players are still standing strong, and 5 teams, 13 players alive. R3D, I think, are going to be in the most tricky situations as they have gone for a 2-2 split on the players of Envy. So if they collapse in on Envy, if they decide not to fight 2 teams at once, then R3D are going to be the demise of Envy. But in the other choice, in the other decision-making process that they decide to split and fight Envy and HR at the same time, then they can be wiped out.
Look at this, Envy moving in forward right now. Anubis is out there. Anubis, does he know the location? Walker is also going to be out there, so that means they'll be ready for the fights, and now they have dropped their location. That is going to be a bad situation. That is just location being compromised, and that is just going to mean that they can throw the grenades out in this one. Envy is going to be looking really good for the fights, and look at the Psych, really close to a motor out. He is drinking the energy drink right now just in case if he wants to go for the fight. And now I think they will be ready for all the fights that will be thrown and given to them as Psych wants to charge in, wants to move in forward. No, comes back right now. And look at this, ROG exits the game. Gaming Up, still surviving. But for how long as HR is going to be moving out there? AW in the final circles. Envy also goes down. R3D's Ezo was out there, but Gaming Up's Adil wants to secure the kill, the kill that decides. Joker just goes down with that AWM right now. Walker taking TPP on one side. Envy, will the revive come in? Will the revive kick in? That's going to be something. Walker goes out in this fight as Joker was also giving a revive, getting a revive as Ezio is going to be the lone survivor, the only person that is surviving out in this fight. And Envy, in a matter of seconds, they have changed the pace of the game for themselves. And look at this. They want to move in. They want to move in right now. They spotted Ezio. Deadshot is in the open. Deadshot is in the open. Deadshot will be knocked out in this game right now.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be causing the team a lot of trouble as it's just going to be Psych, the only man left standing. But Absa, the revive is going to come in on him as well, and he is going to heal up shortly. Deadshot is going to be in a really bad situation, but you look at this. He is using himself just to get the advantage, get the information from the side of R3D's players, and Zia is going to be taken down as Apsu spots him out. But Psych is going to be taken down. Apsu is going to fall as well, and Envy is going to be taking the exit. Down to the top 3 teams. 6 players alive in this game. Hellraisers, they just have lost 1. R3D is left with 2 players in there. And Gaming Up, Adil, he managed to survive for so long. The man is so patient right now. I think he's going to wait for R3D to go down. Now, 1 versus 3 situation. Adil, can you class this one? Or are you just going to get up and be happy with the 2nd place finish in this one? And I think with this game, Gaming Hub are going to be pretty secure in their standings as he goes for the fight. Somi's going to be taken down, but Adil, his position is going to be given away, and he's going to be finished off by Snaker. And with that, Hellraiser actually start with the chicken dinner and end with the chicken dinner.
That was an impressive game from the players' side, if anything. And what they have done in the overall game and the scenarios, I think HR, Hellraisers, obviously. Yeah, just like you said, first game chicken dinner, final game chicken dinner, that was something. And Gaming Up, they have done a tremendous job right now. They wanted to stay in the top 16. They did not want to make any mistake. And they just did it.
Yeah, they just did it. But on the other side, we still have to see, is that gonna help them out as well? Because the teams below them actually also had a pretty decent performance. But what is gonna be the difference? We'll have a look at that. But first, let's just have a look at the MVP for the game and see which player from the side of Hellraisers is gonna get this one.
Adnan.
Yeah.
Hellraisers, Adnan is going to be out there, and that is going to be like one of the things that's just going to change everything. 590 damage, 25 minutes and 40 seconds of the survival time, and 7.33 kilometers of distance covered from this guy. So that was something. 4 kills, and I mean, Adnan has done a lot of work, like a lot of hard work for the team, and that just shows out in this one.
Yeah, the work did show for the player, but on the other side, the other players from the team also had an amazing performance. Like Snaker, he had also 4 kills. Trinda had 2. Somi had just 1, but still was dishing out a lot of damage as well. And with that, we will also have a look at the top 5 players, and we'll see which all other players are going to be in there. I'm pretty sure that Snaker is going to be in there. Deadshot from Envy is also going to be there.
Joker had like, I don't know, like 5-6 kills or something. So obviously the name is going to be out there. And just like you said, Envy Deadshot, like players will be out there, but then all that, you know, just comes in the damage they were in all the scenarios, because so many people will be having like 4 kills or something. So let's just have a look at the the kill leaders, not obviously damage dealers as well, and the kill leaders out there. So the top 5 for this particular match: Deadshot 6, Arkadians Joker 6 for himself as well. This guy had 1100 damage in just 6 kills. That's just amazing. And Joker had 996, and Adnan 4 kills for himself. Snake 4, and Hamzo from RNG was out there for his bank, getting those three crucial kills, if anything.
Yeah, the crucial kills are going to come in, and as you said, Joker from the side of R3D is also going to be in there. Adnan, Snaker, and Hamzo. So RNG, once again, they had a good performance, but was it good enough to push the team in the top 16?
Big question lining up. And all right, so there's one thing I would want to say, like when we'll be asking for the top 24's list overall, I want it from the start. This time we know what top 8 will be. We want to see like what 9 to 16 will be later on, and obviously the ones that could not make it in the last stage. So we'll be wanting it from 1 to 8 and all those things. But then before that, obviously we'll be looking at this game standings. So let's just have a look at the game standings for Erangel, the final match as of what happened out in this one. And Envy was out there on the second.
Oh wow!
That was just a surprising turn of events, if anything.
Yeah, that was a surprising turn of events.
11 kills.
11 kills. Once, hey, you said you wanted the day to end with 11 kills, and I think Hellraisers heard you. They have heard your prayers.
You guys are good guys.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Once again, 11 kills coming in, 31 points in total for Hellraisers. Envy is going to be second. They had an early exit, but a lot of kills for the team. So 20 points for their side. Gaming Hub is going to be on the third, 18 points in total being earned. R3D Esports on the fourth with 16 points. Rogue Nation is going to be on the fifth with 10 points. RNG, they have 9 points on the 6th position. Nexus is going to be 7th with 7 points, and H2E on the 8th with 6 points.
Yeah, these were top 8, but then moving on from 9 to 14, if you will, like Portal Esports, they had an not the earliest of the exit, but still they choked on in one of the fights that just happened. LOU Esports as well, Team Bublu as well. So these were the names out there. 247 Gaming also, Team TUF and FTFxEsports. So where is it gonna put all these teams? Like what plus and minus will be happening in their you know, overalls? We'll have to see that in a while. Like I don't know, in less than 30 seconds, we might be just, you know, watching that list, and it's like that. Heart-pumping moment for all the teams.
It is definitely going to be heart-pumping. I don't think for all teams, because teams like Bublu, teams like Envy, they already know where they are.
But
teams like Gaming Hub, teams like RNG, the performance, was it enough? So let's just have a look with our fingers crossed and look at the overall standings, as it is going to be Envy on the first. Obviously not much changing in the top 8 except for the fact that Hellraisers climb up to the 5th position and Fyme and HFD actually drop down a little bit on the 6th and the 7th. So moving on to the next set of teams, the last set of teams that qualify. Oh, Gaming Hub actually climb up to the 12th. Wow.
So NortheSports, 247, TUF, All right, so Gaming Hub, they were on 16th. So
Yeah.
we see this, and one more team that just climbed up. You can see R3D eSports barely making it out there with 125 points. All right, look at this. H2E has 126.
Yeah.
Freestyle has 125. R3D has 125. So I want to see which team on 17, what was their points, and $170. That is quite a lot of difference out in this one. Rogue Nation, F2D, Nexus Team, RNG, 2xOfficials, FTF, Team Aqua, and DFUZeOfficial. So these were the teams that they had an impact with their gameplay, but the impact was a bit short as compared to what other teams were trying to go for.
Exactly. It was a bit short. They fell a bit short and weren't able to make it into the top 16. But once again, they had an amazing performance. It was an amazing run from the get-go, wherein you played 1,000 different teams, you qualified, and then you went on to play the top the group stages. From there on out, you are in the semi-finals now, just barely not making it. It's going to be heartbreaking, but it was a great achievement nonetheless.
Nonetheless, it was a really incredible achievement. If anything, we'll have to see where from here one journey ends and the other one, it just it begins for the teams.
Yeah, it is definitely going to begin, and another journey that's going to begin, it's going to be for our kill leaders as well, because right now they have a lot of kills for themselves, but that is going to reset when we go to the finals. So
yeah, exactly. The number
Deadshot and Psych still sitting on 37-33.
Exactly.
Hey,
it's
okay. Another interesting thing: Fyme Motu wasn't even playing.
Yeah, and they are still just.
Yeah.
This is more than impressive, and they have that impact that no one just can take them away from that position. That's just the way that they play this game. PS Vegeta as well, and VFX. But then moving on from 6 to 10, these were the top 5 players. But then VFX played Oxy. So VFxOXY also did not play today. So that there's out there Blade, Reaper, Pablo Pikachu, RNG Hamzo, and HFD Batsab. These were the players that had a tremendous impact that they just showed on field. On any map you can give to them, they're just giving kills for the team and for themselves.
Yeah, they are getting a lot of good performances and a lot of crucial points for their teams, because as we know, it is going to be that single kill that can make or break the situations for you. But from here on out, the semi-finals are now over, and as you saw the overall standings, the top 16 teams will move on towards the finals, from where, once again, it is going to be that the team that stands on the top first position by the end of the finals that's going to play the World League. But for now, let's have a look at the damage dealers as well and see, are Psych and Deadshot going to switch around? I don't think so, because Deadshot was on the first for quite a while and Psych was first on the kill leaders. But yeah, so Absa is going to be there. So there's a change coming in.
Yeah, this guy just arrives out there because just when the day started, he was popping a lot of kills, and we talked that he wants to be out in that number. So
hey, if not the kill leaders, the damage dealers it is.
He wants to show the domination somewhere, and the domination just comes out in this one. So that's just amazing. We have played Oxy as well on the 4th, NES Emmer on the 5th. So that was just more than impressive out in this one. For the teams that did not qualify, I know that the teams have potential in them. And this region, we have seen this region doing incredible work, tremendous amount of gameplays and all those things that came out from Pakistan region for now. And the teams that are on 17 to 24, I can assure this thing to these teams that probably in the next PMC or something, or in any other tournament, we'll be watching these teams making a name for themselves, for their region, because if anything, these teams have made their fans proud so far. And if one door it closes. If one door opens, it's like that. If one door closes, there'll be a lot of doors open for the teams out there. But if anything, this guy has his birthday tomorrow, so just
day after tomorrow. It is day after tomorrow. Okay, it is day after tomorrow.
Wish happy birthday to this guy. Anything on the Instagrams, the social will be down below, ladies and gentlemen. Instagram links. Just spam happy birthday on I Super Johnny. What's your Insta? Alright, it's I Super Johnny. Just spam happy birthday out there, and if anything. Alright, spam happy birthday and follow me. That's all.
Alright, so as he said, my name is Super Johnny, that is Ocean Sharma, and we are going to be signing off for today. We'll see you guys in the finals. Until then, take care and good night.